Hello, my fiery friends. Welcome to another awesome and fiery fun stream. I'm your host, the Infernoman here, and hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are at. So, hope all of you have been enjoying your holiday weekend wherever you're at in the world, whether you do celebrate Turkey Day or not. We're still gonna have fun today, and I know we don't. Wait, what's today again? I forgot. Oh yeah, that's right. It's Sunday. I usually don't stream on Sundays, but here we are because we had a little bit of a technical snafu last night that we just couldn't resolve. So instead, we're going to squeeze out a stream today, and we're going to have fun with a deck that I've already planned out. It should be hopefully a fun one today, and hopefully we can do some really crazy stuff with it. All right, so what deck are we going to be talking about today? Well, I'm glad you asked. So without further ado, let's just jump into right now and we just show you exactly what we're going to be covering today. I see already a couple of you are already pouring on in right now. Welcome everybody coming on in. Kiwi Audi 3. Hello. Good after, what is it? Is it afternoon now? It is afternoon. Okay. Hello, my fire friend. How are you doing today? Hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. So, join me today in the Brawl format as we continue to go through the list of all the epic and amazing characters from Avatar: The Last Airbender. And today, again, good old Uncle Iroh is going to be leading us as Iroh Grand Lotus here with a deck that's simply called Lessons Learned. Dead Splendid, you have finally arrived on time. Hello, my fire friend. Good seeing you again. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. I kind of saw you also were, I knew you were online on the friend list, so I was like, I'm pretty sure he'll make it in, maybe for just a little bit, if nothing else. But yeah, happy to see you again, of course. Happy to be with all of you today on this Sunday afternoon. So, what exactly how is this deck going to work? Well, before we go over that, as always, for those of you, whether again you're brand new or again you've been a long-time viewer of the channel, we're of course going to go over the stats of the deck. We'll talk about every single card in this, and then once we are done with that, we'll play as many matches as we can with our budget deck, and then we'll see what we could do to upgrade this deck and make it even stronger than it currently is halfway through the stream. Matthew Levias G6K, hello my fire friend, good afternoon. How are you doing today? Hopefully having a wonderful day wherever you're at. So, well, that's what. Have you seen my clip on Discord about Emoti? Oh, actually, I haven't yet. I got to check that out. I'll do that probably after the stream once we're done with it. But yes, I will check that out when I can. I know you've been posting a little bit here and there, so I try to do what I can to check out your clips whenever I'm able to have a free moment. But yeah, as always, I appreciate you throwing that out there. I'll check it out. Now, as always, let's go over the stats of the deck first before we continue on. Longtime viewers of the channel know how we do it. We have to talk about the stats of the deck before we dive right in. So, Lessons Learned is going to be a teamer deck of blue, red, and green. Average mana curve is going to be 3.0, which looks a little high, but we do have ways of cheating out stuff. We're going to be rocking 14 creatures in the deck. We have 19 lessons, 28 sorceries. That's actually quite a lot for us. We usually don't play that many sorceries. And 36 lands at base. So, let's see. Oh, we also have another person here. Charisse. Trace Pigler, did I say that correctly? I hope I didn't botch that. But hello, good afternoon, my fire friend. How are you doing today? Hopefully having a wonderful day wherever you're at. So, excuse me. Anyway, clear my throat there. Gross. So, the deck today is going to be, of course, a budget deck based around Iroh Grand Lotus. I actually do like what this card is trying to do here. He is a human noble ally, so that's going to be what leads our charge today. 5/5, and it's going to be 6 mana, so he's a little on the expensive side, but he does have Firebending too, which is actually a cool ability. It says for his card, during your turn, each non-lesson instant and sorcery card in your graveyard has flashback. The flashback cost is equal to the card's mana cost, so it does provide us a nice little way of helping us reuse some of our instants and sorceries that are not lessons. However, during our turn, each lesson card in our graveyard has flashback 1. That is an amazingly powerful ability because you have some expensive cards that we have, such as, say, like Whirlwind Technique, we'll talk about in a bit. 6 mana, but casting it for 1, that's an insane rate if we can get that into the yard early on. So hopefully we're going to try to abuse Iroh here to get a ton of value by casting lessons over and over again. That is the name of the game, everybody. I have no idea how well this deck is going to work because every time I try to play it, we started running into technical issues during the recordings. So at least when I tested the deck, but I'm still a firm believer that we can have a little bit of fun with this. Again, it's going to be a budget deck, so can't expect the best, but if we can get some wins off here and there, I'll be happy with it just the same. Okay. Oh, Dense Planet. I'm making some Pioneer the decks for Super Friends, Gates, and Orzhov Bouncer. Ooh, interesting. This is going to be, oh, that'll be a fun one. I actually want to check out your Orzhov Bouncer deck. I have a Bouncer deck that I've been wanting to do. Now that we have some more sweet cards from Avatar, but I'm sure maybe your build actually might be better than maybe the jank I'm putting together. Jackal Hyde, hello my fire friend, good afternoon. How are you doing today? Hopefully having a wonderful day wherever you're at. Man, Iroh is a pain in Brawl. Is he now? I actually haven't run into many Iroh decks. Every time I've been playing now on Brawl, everyone plays Azula. I am not kidding you. Every time I've been testing out new ideas and trying to put together new brews that I'm putting out for the next set of streams over the next couple weeks, it's been literally just Azula, Azula, Azula. Don't get me wrong, I like the character. She's actually a little bit on the scary side when she goes off, but the card itself is really strong and a little bit busted, I would say, but we'll cover her in a future video. But definitely we'll talk about her again in the future. But knowing that Iroh is actually bad, I mean, I haven't run into really any Iroh decks, so I guess we'll see soon how Iroh holds up. At least our version is going to be the cheapest one probably you can run. Displanet, currently I'm starving for wild cards, especially on commons. He's a menace if you don't have graveyard hate. Oh, that's true. But that is something we'll cover, of course, once we get through the deck tech. Speaking of which, oh, well, I probably should be covering this now. So let's cover this again. I'll try to see how fast I can fly through this because I would like to see how many matches we can get in today. So starting in the 1-drop slot here, one of our first lessons here, Boomerang Basics. Just bounce back a non-land permanent. If we control it, we draw a card. We have Gran. I love Gran so much. I actually underestimated how strong Gran really is. She's actually a pretty powerful piece and a really solid budget option for various ways if you want to play lessons. But simply put, anytime you tap her, draw a card, discard a card. Non-creature spells, 1 less to cast. And if there are 3 more lesson cards in the graveyard. So if you can have Gran out, she basically can help you cast with Iroh all your lessons from the graveyard for free. That's insane value if you can get that to go off. Octopus Form here, instant lesson, gives a creature +1/+1, hexproof until end of turn, and you can untap it. So a nice little way to protect something. Fire Nation Cadets here, Human Soldier. If a creature this creature has Firebending too, if there is a lesson card in the graveyard, we have plenty of lessons, so that will go off. Firebending lesson here, 2 damage to a creature. If the spell is kicked, deals 5 damage instead. You can kick it for 4. So with Firebending, this actually will be pretty easy to actually go off with full power if you really want to. Jackalhide. I have, let's see. Oh, are you running Bloodbending? Well, not in the budget version, but we'll talk about that once we get to the non-budget version halfway through the stream. So just remember, and this is again a reminder to everybody out there, this version may look a little bit janky, but keep in mind that I'm trying to balance for the first half a budget version, so that way if you do like the deck and you do want to invest more, we'll be more than happy to show you how it's going to look if you really want to go all out. Dance Planet, also Azula I did go against, and she is a pain. Oh my goodness, yes. She's a pain. Anytime I've tried to play anything where I'm testing, again, budget stuff, it hasn't been very fun because she wrecks everybody, but she is strong. And I will say that. And I want to try to challenge myself to see how cheap we can make a budget Azula deck in the future. Maybe later this week or maybe next week. I have a couple ideas already for future live streams for the remainder of the week. But again, where was I here? Oh yeah, I'll continue on with the chat, guys, but let me see if I can get through the deck tech so we can actually get this going. But I will, of course, read everything you guys are putting out there in a bit. So continuing on, we have Redirect Lightning, one of our more expensive cards, and this card actually is getting more expensive every day. Like, seriously, the cost of this card is climbing a lot. You either pay 5 life or pay an extra 2 to then redirect a spell or an ability to a single target. So this is actually sometimes a lifesaver for us. I actually do have a nice little highlighted clip. I'm going to post that later today, just so you can see like why this card is so strong, and also how Iroh actually can really take advantage of cards like this. Strike It Rich here, a non-lesson card, but again, helps us with ramping because we can make treasures. Seismic Sense here, you can look at the top X cards of our library. X is the number of lands we control, and then you can pull out either a creature or land card and put it into your hand. So it helps us dig deeper and scales very well into the game later on. Accumulate Wisdom here, this can be a very powerful card. At worst, you dig 3 cards deep and put 1 card into your hand. If you have 3 or more lesson cards in your graveyard, you get basically 3 cards for 2 mana. That's a pretty good rate. First time flyer here. Human Pilot Ally here. So not a strong creature, but it helps us out here. It has flying. Creature gets +1/+1 as long as there's a lesson card in your graveyard. It'll quench ya. Oh, I love this. I love the art. I love the flavor for this card. This card is hilarious, by the way. It's only a counter spell, but I love the flavor. Drink cactus juice. Nothing's quenchier. It's the quenchiest. I love this, by the way. All right, moving on here. So we're also going to try to take advantage of the other lesson cards that were from Strixhaven. So I'm hoping we'll get a little bit more of a lesson package, or maybe we'll get more learn cards when we get to Strixhaven later into 2026. But for now, we'll take advantage of some of them here for our Brawl deck. Mercurial Transformation here. You can turn something into a 1/1 frog or a 4/4 blue octopus, and they lose all abilities. So this can temporarily shut off maybe a creature we don't want to deal with here and get it off the field. Iroh's Demonstration here, so it's a lesson card. You can either ping every creature for 1 point of damage that your opponent controls, or 4 damage to a single creature. Price of Freedom here. It's going to be land hate or artifact hate. By destroying an opponent's thing, they could dig out a basic land. Not too often you want to give them a basic, but sometimes you might want to just do that just to get lessons out of the way. Boomy's Feast Lecture here. We played this with our budget deck when we did Thanksgiving, but 2 mana Sorcery Lesson, make a food token, and Earthbend X, where X is twice the number of foods we control. We will be doing some ramping, of course. We have Farseek in here to dig out whatever land we need to. Origin of Metal Bending here. Oh, Joe subscribed. Hello, and thank you again for the subscription, my fire friend, over on YouTube there. How you doing today? Hopefully having a wonderful day wherever you are at. Den Splendid, of course. I also did an edit on my channel that's about Azula versus Chandra. Ooh, I realized both of them actually merge pretty well together in terms of the same deck. But actually gives me a nice little idea. The only hard part is trying to see if I can make that work on 60 card or 100 card Brawl. I know I've been making a lot of live streams recently where we'll be doing a lot of Brawl decks, but I've been trying to find a balance. Where I've been trying to do more Brawl decks because we have so much Commander support now. And I know that's kind of like where the trend is currently with most videos. But I will try to do what I can to still balance out some more stuff for Standard and Pioneer in the future, guys. But don't worry, next deck tomorrow that does come out, and again, small spoiler, it will be a Standard deck. But we also have a couple of Pioneer decks that I definitely want to chomp into that I'm really excited to keep building for. But I still need to do some more testing with that. But I will check. But I do want to see what you have with Azula and Chandra there. I'll check that out in a bit when I can, Den Splendid. Rampant Growth here, continuing on. Another card for us to just help our ramp package going. Same with Shared Roots here, and this is also a Lessons. This is actually pretty good for us. Sylvan Scrying also here for, again, more ramping by digging out our lands. The Art of Tea here, put a +1/+1 counter on a creature we control, make a food token. True Ancestry here, we can bounce back a permanent from our graveyard to our hand and create a clue token, which we can use for more value. Abandoned Attachments here, discard a card and then draw 2 cards for instant speed. Sokka Bold Boomeranger here, so I actually wanted to build a whole deck around him in the future, so we'll see if we can, but we already have a Sokka deck. If you haven't seen that already, that was our first live stream that we did with it. Check that out. I think that came out last week. So for now, though, this version of Sokka mostly just wants us to then take advantage of lesson spells. Anytime we cast a lesson spell, Sokka will get bigger by putting a +1/+1 counter on him. Herbalist here. Wait, did I say that right? I don't know. Words are hard, by the way. Any case, it's a Simic mana dork for us. It can either tap for 1 mana of any color, but the reason why we want this is you can use this to add 2 mana of any color. However, you have to spend this on lesson spells. Still works very well for our deck. Aang's Journey here, a colorless lesson that helps us just dig out a basic land. You can kick it, of course, for a shrine, but again, this deck is not shrine focused, so that's actually a kicker that you don't need to pay for ever. Energy Bending. In some instances, this actually might be very helpful for us to kind of refix our mana, but 9 times out of 10, it's just going to be mostly just, think of it like a cantrip. That's mostly the main reason why we want it. We have Environmental Sciences here, so again, just digs out a basic land, just similar to Aang's Journey here. It's colorless, it's great for our deck, we want it. Swiftwood Boots here, one of our few non-instance or sorceries in the deck, but this is meant to, of course, help out protect Uncle Iroh to make sure he doesn't get blown up. Fractal Summonings here just creates for us a fractal creature token, put some X +1/+1 counters on it, however you want to scale it. Going into the 3-drop slot, we have Selindi Visions here, one of our dual either tap lands or helps us dig out an instant or sorcery. We have lots of lessons, so we want to use this to its full advantage. Teachings of the Arcavius. So 3 mana here, story lesson. We can, of course, use this to then just dig out some more cards. If an opponent has more cards than us, we can draw 3 cards, however, if they have 4 or more cards in hand versus us. How to start a riot here. Pump up a creature with +2/+0, and also give a target creature menace until end of control. I'm sorry, end of turn. Wait, what? I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm messing my words up here. Maybe I should slow down just a little bit, just a smidge. Anyway, continuing on. Solstice Revelations here. 3 mana is lesson. Exile the top card of your library until you exile a non-land card, and you can cast that spell without paying its mana cost if the spell's mana value is less than the number of mountains you control. So this one's going to be a bit more of a trickier one to cast. There's going to be some moments this is going to fizzle, but if you can time this in the late game, this actually works really well for us. Start from scratch here. One of the lessons from Strixhaven, 1 point of damage to any target, or you just destroy an artifact. Again, expensive, but still, it is a lesson, so we're going to throw it into the deck. Bolligan Recovery, great if you're playing mono green or anything that has green in it. It's either a tap land or just helps us bring back another card from our graveyard to our hand. Well, Containment Breach here destroys an artifact or enchantment and leaves behind a pest token if the mana value is 2 or less of the item we destroyed. Cycle of Renewal here at instant speed, sacrifice a land, digs up for us 2 basic lands and put them onto the battlefield, so great for ramping. Walltop Sentries here has Reach and it has Death Touch. It's actually a pretty nice blocker for us. If this creature dies, if there's a lesson card in our graveyard, we can gain 2 life. Not a huge deal, but it helps us out a little bit. Dragonfly Swarm. This is actually one of our big beatdown creatures, believe it or not. This dragon insect has flying and ward 1, so it has light protection, and its power is equal to the number of non-creature, non-land cards in our graveyard. If this creature dies, if there's a lesson card in our graveyard, which should be pretty easy to do, we can draw a card off of it, so provides us some decent value as the game progresses. The budget version of Uncle Iroh here, so 3 mana, 4/2, Human Noble Ally, Firebending 1. Lesson spells we control will cost 1 less to cast, so cheap Iroh here goes well with big Iroh, so we love having both in the same deck. The Lion Turtle here, legendary Elder Cat Turtle, 3/6, has Vigilance and it has Reach. When the Lion Turtle enters, we gain 3 life. Lion Turtle, however, cannot attack or block unless there are 3 or more lesson cards in your graveyard, and he basically is a mana dork, a very expensive one, but he's actually a pretty good blocker at any point in the game. Expanded Anatomy here, another one of the old lessons from Strixhaven, so you can put 2/1/1 counters on a creature, gains Vigilance until end of turn. Another one from Strixhaven also helps us with Scrying, and then helping us draw cards for 3 mana. In the 4-drop slot, Waterbending Lesson. Draw 3 cards and discard a card unless you Waterbend 2. We'll worry about, again, Waterbending in a future deck tech, but this is going to be probably the hardest one of the bending mechanics in the game to build the deck around, only just because I'm kind of struggling with this one. We actually have an Earthbending deck ready to go on a budget. Be sure to stick around for that for next week's future deck tech, but that'll be coming up soon. We're also going to want to make sure we can keep ramping because Iroh is expensive, so we have big score here, discard a card, draw 2 cards, create 2 treasure tokens, and we'll also do the same thing with Unexpected Windfall. They're both basically the same card. We want to make sure that we want to take advantage of all the spell slinging we're doing, so we're going to bring in Stormkill Artist here. 4 mana for a 2/2 Dwarf Shaman. He will get bigger for each artifact we control, but he also has Magecraft. Anytime we cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, we get to create a treasure token. Illuminate History here. You can discard any number of cards and then draw that many cards. If there are 7 or more cards in your graveyard, you get to create a 3/2 red and white spirit creature token. Earthbending Lesson. Just simply put, Earthbending for 4. For those that forgot, Earthbending means that basically you can turn a land we control into a creature that's a 0/0, and you put X amount of +1/+1 counters based on whatever the Earthbending number is. So in this case, it would be a 4/4 land creature, but if it dies, then you just bring it back as a basic land. Toph, Hard-Headed Teacher here for 4 mana, this 3/4 Human Warrior Ally version of Toph. When she enters, discard a card, and if we do, return an instant or sorcery card from our graveyard to our hand. So she can be great for us to reuse some cards and spells. Whenever we cast a spell, Earthbend 1. If that spell is a lesson, put an additional +1/+1 counter on the land. So great for us to pump up our team at any point in the game. Guru Patlik here, so 4 mana, Simic, 2/4 Human Monk Ally. When he enters, dig 5 cards deep out of your library. Pull out either a Lesson, Saga, or Shrine card. Since we're mostly just a Lesson deck, it's mostly just going to be just to dig out Lessons. Anytime we cast a Lesson spell, Saga, or Shrine, however, put a +1/+1 counter on another creature we control. It gets, of course, what we want bigger. Primal Amulet is also one of the key pieces here. Even on a budget, this is essential for the budget deck. Primal Amulet here makes all of our instants or sorceries 1 less to cast, so they're cheaper. Once we can flip this after we put 4 charge counters on this by casting spells, then we flip this into Primal Wellspring here. Then it becomes a land where we can use it to add mana of any color. If that mana is spent on an instant or sorcery, we can copy the spell and choose new targets. So this is again where we want to go big with the deck and get really splashy spell slinging shenanigans going on here. With Primal Amulet flipped, with Uncle Iroh out, you should be able to cast everything basically almost for free and just start doubling up all of your spells. That usually will end the game very quickly for us. Lost Days here in the 5-drop slot. This instant lesson, just put an owner's creature or enchantment into their library, second from the top or bottom, and create create a clue token. Words are hard, by the way. Any case here, the whole point of this is just a tempo play to just bounce something back we just don't want to deal with. Sokka's Haiku, another great flavor win for the whole deck. It's an expensive counter spell, but it's a lesson still, so we want it. Counter target spell, draw a card, mill 3 cards, untap target land. Love it, by the way. Pinnacle Monk here, while it's not a lesson or even actually a spell or an instant or sorcery spell, it's a creature that helps us bring back instants or sorceries from our graveyard to our hand, or you can again use it as a land if you need to. Elemental Summonings here, 5 mana lesson, create a 4/4 blue and red elemental creature token. Introduction to Annihilation here, another colorless lesson, just exiles a non-land permanent, and that controller draws a card. We also will utilize here Zuko's Exile, another colorless lesson that exiles either specifically a target, artifact, creature, or enchantment, and by doing so, they create a clue token. Arguably, this might have some better moments than Introduction to Annihilation, but they both do more or less the same thing. Whirlwind Technique here, 6 mana lesson. Target player draws 2 cards, then discards the cards, and then you airbend up to 2 target creatures. Serpent of the Past here. So this is again one of our bigger finishers for the deck. This Serpent, if there are 3 or more lesson cards in your graveyard, you may cast this as though it has flash. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each non-creature, non-land card in your hand. So in the mid to late game, this can be a powerful 2 mana 6/5 creature. Really good for our deck. Mascot Exhibition, one of our biggest lessons in the deck here, and our last one here, will create a 2/1 white and black Inkling. We have a 3/2 red and white spirit creature, and a 4/4 blue and red elemental creature token. So it creates for us a bunch of extra tokens that can help us just flood our board. Treasure Cruise on the very end here. Well, again, not a lesson card, but it's a sorcery that can take advantage of all the spell slinging we're going to be doing with the Delve mechanic. And to round it out for us, our package of lands. Again, it is a budget deck, so we're going to try to keep it as cheap as we can. 6 islands, 6 mountains, and 6 forests right down the middle. And we're going to have, of course, every kind of dual tap land that's relevant for our deck. Eroded Canyon, Peculiar Lighthouse, Swift Water Cliffs, Bleeding Woods, Bristling Backwoods, Rugged Highlands, Lakeside Shack, Lush Oasis, Thornwood Falls. Bountiful Landscape is one of our fetches. Frontier Bivouac is going to be our cheap tri-land. Command Tower is a staple. Demolition Field for non-basic land hate. Our other cheap fetches are going to be Escape Tunnel, Evolving Wilds, Terramorphic Expanse, Volatile Fault also does double duty similar Demolition Field. And for this deck, White Lotus Hideout, because this will help us again fix our mana for lesson spells. And that is the whole deck for you, everybody. Can we teach some lessons to our opponents with Uncle Iroh? Well, there's only one way to find out. So let's go ahead, let's take this deck into the Brawl format, and let's see how well the deck can do. Oh, hold on. Oh, I totally forgot that the ladder reset today. Oh, okay. Well, I guess we get some free rewards. Yay. Okay, nice. We get some packs. We'll probably crack these a little bit later on. All right, and that means that puts us at gold tier 4. Oh, geez, that means the grind all over again, everybody. Ugh. All right, I mean, don't worry about this, everybody. We'll grind the ladder maybe later this week in a stream. I mean, if you guys actually want to see me play and play competitively, let me know in the comments, everybody. Maybe we'll do a stream where we actually can try to grind the ladder with maybe one serious deck. I usually don't do serious decks on stream, but I like to do it, of course, in my spare time just because I get bored sometimes and I actually do want to play a little bit more seriously. But again, we'll worry about this later on. Any case, we're here to Brawl today, everybody. Don't worry. We'll get back to that when we can. All right, so for now, let's get some lessons going. Yeah. All right. Okay. We are locking in.
It's time to do.
Woo. Okay. So while we load up our first game, everybody, how's everyone's weekend been so far? Let me know. Have you celebrated or done anything? Have you gone shopping? There's a bunch of deals right now on like Amazon and whatnot. So yeah, check that out. Ooh, NPC GG123. Long time no see, boss. Hello, my fire friend. How are you doing today? Hopefully having a wonderful day wherever you're at. You've just caught us in time right now, whereas we're about to get started with our first match. Okay, so let's see what we got here. So we got 3 lands. Again, it's going to be a little bit slow because of the tapping, but we also have a command tower, so that's perfect. Dragonfly Swarm will get bigger as soon as we start doing more of our lesson shenanigans. So I think this should be okay. Our opponent is playing Jace, so that means, is it a mill deck? I'm assuming it's a mill deck. All right, let's back our opponent here. We take the first hit to them. Okay, opponents, Snow Covered Forest, no surprise there. Minister of Inquiries, they get their energy. Okay, that's fine. Let's see. First off, Firebending Lesson. Get our first lesson into the yard. Nice. We put down the Thornwood Falls, so we gain 1 life and we go up to 26. So at the very least now we have everything somewhat fixed to what we want. Consider. All right. They surveil. You missed Black Friday. Oh, man, that sucks, my man. Wait, but isn't there Cyber Monday? Isn't that kind of like the same thing? I mean, I'm sure you can still find some good deals out there if you take the time to look. We'll play our Dragonfly Swarm. He's not a big threat yet, but he will get bigger as the game progresses. So hopefully this should be fine for us. Teferi's Tutelage, okay. So that means they're going to start milling us. Ironically, this actually might be good for us because if they mill a bunch of our lessons, that means our dragon just gets bigger. Ooh, on the other hand, though, we have Containment Breach. Maybe that actually might be better for us instead. Hold on. I have an idea here. I think I'll just Containment Breach. Nice. We don't get any extra value off of that, but we can still do some damage. All right, down to 22 opponents. If you don't mind me asking, NPC, even though you missed Black Friday, what were you hoping to buy? And then everybody else, let me know. Oh, I see also on Instagram over here, Cookie has joined us. Cookie Chan over on Instagram. Such a shame we can't see you on the main chat here, but I'll still acknowledge you and still check out here. Hey, Infernoman, I'm shopping right now, so I'm just going to say hello and good luck. Hopefully you're still up when I come back. Well, I should be here for at least a couple of hours, so yeah, glad to see you again. And how are you doing? Hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at shopping. What are you shopping for, if you don't mind me asking? Let's see here. How do we deal with this? I think Toph might now be what we want. All right. So we will... Let's see. We got the Containment Breach back. We will throw away Price of Freedom. Nice. So Containment Breach will help us undo Watery Grass, so we can actually get that going. Okay, opponent. 4 cards in hand. What do you got? Is Jace coming down yet? Not yet. Oh, the Art of Tea. That's not bad either. So we ran out of lands, but we still have a decent threat on board. Toph here can still do her thing. I just need our opponent to actually tap out. If they can tap out, then we can take advantage of what we have. Okay, they have Nykthos. Okay, Sage of Mysteries. But they need to actually hit enchantments to actually mill stuff. Okay, for now, let's pump up. We'll do this. Opponent, do you have an answer? We start Earthbend. Oh, okay, so that's good. Actually, we kind of wanted that a little bit there. Okay, that's fine. So let's see here. We will Containment Breach. Get another lesson. There we go. Now we're talking. There we go. Down to 14 opponents. Okay, we're looking pretty good. NPC was going to buy an electronic drum set, but maybe it's coming to a lower price on Cyber Monday. That is also the tricky part too. Maybe Cyber Monday might actually be better for you, but I guess we'll find out soon. Okay, so right now, opponent is down to 1 card. They have the Mind Skinner, which means we're going to get milled a ton, but on the other hand, our Dragonfly Swarm has now been pumped up thanks to the milling, all the way up to a 7-3. Is that enough, though? Here comes Jace. Okay, opponents. This is your shot.
You won't stop us.
So they, oh wow, okay, so they maxed it out to mill us a ton. This actually might be good for us. We have now a Dragonfly Swarm. Thank you, opponent. It's a 14-3. Okay, so let's see. For source you control would deal damage to an... Okay, so we'll do this. 1 damage. And then we will Earthbend our Evolving Wilds. Spell Pierce, okay. But that's it. So with that, victory with our Dragonfly Swarm. We don't need to do anything else. Yes. -1. And there you go, everybody. We did it. We got our opponent there. Thank you, everybody. Take that, opponent.
That's rough, buddy.
Our first victory, everybody. Beautiful. All right. Nice. There we go. Okay. Dragonfly Swarm. Do not underestimate that little dragon. Our opponent's milling plan completely countered, was about to counter us, but we took it against them. Oh, man. That was beautiful, by the way. Now, obviously, we're not always going to get that perfect of a play. Our deck literally was designed to just counter their milling. Oh, man. That was so good, though. I loved it. Oh, man. Whew. Okay, so we got our first win. That's good. I didn't think we were going to get a smooth one like that, but we managed to pull it off like it was no big deal. NPC. I literally played my mill deck today and milled everyone's entire deck. Oh, that is a beautiful feeling. Not going to lie. Milling a 100-card deck is not easy, but it's such a good feeling when you can do it. I think we did it like last year when we played the Mind Skinner ourselves. But yeah, great feeling. Jekyll Hyde? Bruh, that was sad for OP. Oh, yeah. I felt bad, though, because a mill deck against our lesson deck is probably the worst matchup for them. But it came in our favor, so hey, sometimes that happens. And trust me, we've had many times we've streamed and we've played against decks that completely counter our game plan. So it's nice to kind of have once in a while that feeling for us. I was happy. The fact that they countered also the lesson was like, well, it doesn't even matter because now we definitely can win. Okay, so moving on here. We'll play the Lush Oasis first. We don't have red mana yet, but we technically can get it with Volatile Vault, sort of. Our opponent is also playing Iroh. All right, so Game on, opponents.
Time to do.
What do we do? Do they have the better version than us? I'm pretty sure they're not playing budget. So we'll see how they built their deck. They have the Seiju, of course. Not a surprise. So we have a couple. Okay. Playing Doc Arlock. Okay. This bear was pretty much like draft chaff when Thunder Junction came out. And all of a sudden, thanks to Avatar, this bear has somehow become now an all-star for, what is it? Is it Bant Airbending? Yeah. This card actually does quite a bit now, and it really does make a huge difference in that deck. Another deck that I wanted to talk about at some point. Jekyll High Band, and sometimes I wonder if opponents read the cards. Oh, yeah, it's the mirror match. Yep. Bant Appa. That's what it is. Yeah, the deck is, I've seen that deck in action. That deck is absolutely bananas when it can go off. Master Paku, okay. Oh, nice. We actually got the mountain, so that helps us out a bit. So if we need to, we can redirect lightning for whatever the shenanigans they try to pull off on us. But until then, we'll just have to wait it out a bit. Fortunately, their creatures are not strong, so it does helps us buy a little bit of time. No, maybe I spoke too soon. Master Paku, I forgot, has prowess. Maybe I'll make an Avatar-inspired deck, and of course I'm taking the dark side and Rakdos Ozai. Oh, we definitely are going to do an Ozai deck at some point. I'm surprised you don't want to do the Demiro Zula. That card's also pretty gnarly, too. Okay, Paku and Doc Arlock doing their thing. They're going to hit us for 4, so this is going to be a bit of a hard hit for us. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Do I redirect lightning this? I mean... I guess we'll let that resolve. Down to 19. Start from scratch. Put down the forest. Primal Amulet. So, our biggest question now is, can we survive the next turn? Because that is going to be a really painful turn for us. But I'm hoping we can. Sorry, just drinking a little bit of a drinky drink over here. Okay, opponent swinging. They do. Fortunately, the Lion Turtle is not turned on yet, so this is all they can do. Opponent. Okay, down to 16. Okay. Well, that's pretty good for us. Okay, opponents. Do you have anything else? Okay, nothing yet. Toth, which can be a good blocker. Let's see. How do I want to do this, though? Earthbending Lesson. We have Introduction to Annihilation. They have one blue source open. We'll put down Toth for now. Do you have an answer, opponents? You have 4 mana open with the Arcane Signet. Cookie joining us actually over here on Twitch. How you doing today? Hopefully having a wonderful day wherever you're at. What is the deck for today? Any dirty tricks? I mean, we're playing a lesson deck with Iroh here. So the goal for this deck is we want to try to cast as many spells as possible. And anything that ends up in the graveyard, once Iroh comes out, literally can play those things for like 1 mana. So that'll be very powerful if we can pull it off. But we're still a ways away because Iroh's also, he's expensive. He's very expensive. But I'm trying to see if we can make it work. I know we can. I totally know we can. Okay. There are a handful of lessons we didn't get a chance to put into this deck, but again, it is a budget deck, so once we get past the certain point, we'll see if we can try to upgrade it to add in some more lessons and hopefully try to make it stronger. Okay. Opponent's thinking. Let our opponent think. Okay, so... Okay, an opponent chooses 2 of those lands. Put the chosen cards into your graveyard. Okay. Well... Throw away the Hedge Maze. I guess the Triome. I mean, it doesn't really matter all that much. I just didn't want them to actually get the Surveil. Okay, so the Lion Turtle is turned on now. But they're tapped out. I mean, they could swing if they want to, but they can't really get any damage through. Okay. Okay. Opponent doing some milling. We'll block the Lion Turtle. Okay, so with that, we have our forest. Okay, so Iroh can now come in, but is that going to be enough for us? So with that, Lush Oasis turns on. No attacks, of course. Cookie, I admire your efforts for making budget decks. I honestly haven't seen anyone else doing that. I mean, there's a couple of creators out there, because I've dug around a little bit, and I know there are some creators that do actually build a couple of budget decks, or at least some channels out there are focused on it. Some of them actually are a little bit more extreme than us. There was one channel I discovered that actually built nothing but budget decks. It's actually kind of cool. I do like it. I do like what they're doing. Okay, Seismic Sense. So our opponent now is going to start going off with also Iroh, but we have Iroh as well. So now comes the game of who can outdo who with their deck. We will find out. Elemental Teachings again. Okay. Ugh. This is not good. But there's a handful. And then there's a couple of big creators out there that do make budget decks. But they also still mix in non-budget as well. Most of our decks, of course, I know. And I appreciate your compliments there, Cookie. But I try to do what I can as much as possible, I guess I would say, with... We'll throw those into the yard. Okay. But I definitely will say, it's not easy every day. There are some moments where I end up feeling like my brain is fried from trying to make cheap budget decks for players out there. But I don't give up. I don't like to give up. I do enjoy the challenge of putting together stuff on that budget. Deadspin. Oh, nice. Got an alt art cityscape leveler, aka Fire Nation drill. Nice. That's cool. Opponents. All right. Guess we're not going to go off this hand. So put that back into our hand. So our opponent, unfortunately, is showing off how Iroh is good, but it's not our Iroh. So this is a little awkward. Okay, Master Pakun still doing it swinging. But of course our opponent doesn't have to play budget because they're not obligated to. No blocks. Dang. All right. Well, I think at this point I'm probably just going to have to start blowing stuff up wherever I can. So first off, Introduction to Annihilation. Getting rid of Iroh. Okay. Earth Band there. So with that, let's see here. Destroy that artifact. We will pump up a forest. No attacks. So we have a couple lands that we can use and go off with, but it's still a little ways away. I'm hoping to flip Primal Amulet before it's too late. Iroh coming back for round 2. Okay. So, opponents, do you win here? Do we lose? Cyclonic Rift, again, also for next to nothing is also terrible. Okay, Frantic Search. Okay, opponent. Digging. Drawing cards. Something. Not sure if we're going to be able to pull off a victory here, everybody, but we're going to try. But if nothing else, as you can definitely tell, Iroh, whether we're facing him or it's us, it definitely does take a... He's definitely a grindy style of commander. Okay. Opponent. Introduction to Prophecy. Okay, so they are using also the cheap ones as well. The Strixhaven ones. Okay, opponents. Introduction to Prophecy again. Ugh, jeez. Okay. Okay. I was hoping we would get a chance to go off, but maybe we might not be able to pull it off here. Okay. Swing with Pakun again. Do more milling. Okay. Anything else, opponents? Okay, no blocks still. Ouch. We're down to 6. Containment Breach. Okay, well, there goes our only hope otherwise of trying to double up stuff here. Dang it. Okay, well... I mean, we can bring back Iroh, but that doesn't really help us. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. I guess Grand. Volatile Vault turned on. And dang. Okay. I'm not sure if we can pull this off, everybody, but we're gonna try. We will try. Okay. Opponents. What else we got? Stormkill Artist. Okay. Anything else? Okay, so once they do the next part of their thing, I actually want to see if I could bounce Iroh now. Oh, actually, maybe I should have waited. I realize now I messed that up. I should have waited. I got a little too antsy there. But now that I realize I tapped all my lands that were creatures, now we don't have a way of blocking. Right. And they had the counterspell anyway. Okay. Well, I messed myself up there, but that's okay. I didn't think, honestly, we were going to win this one. Toots. Okay. We will see. Okay, opponents. Thinking. Anything else, opponents? Are you there? Swinging? Maybe? Okay. They do. They swing. I mean, they probably could just swing for lethal now, so I'm not sure what they're waiting on. They're betting 2. So, block here, block the Grand. Still not ideal. Dang, I just really wanted to see if we can actually make Iroh go off, and our opponent here has prevented us from doing that. Okay. Ouch. Is there any hope out of this, or are we just done? True Ancestry. Okay, they bring back Archmage of Runes. Yeah, I find it ironic that Pakun actually was able to beat Grand here. That's a bit of an awkward flavor for you. Okay, got another Forest, but that's not enough for us. Even if I play Iroh to block, or we have 4 creatures technically to block, Dragonfly Swarm also can swing in it. Yeah, I'm just going to concede this one. I didn't want to, but I don't think we're going to be able to pull off a victory here. So it's okay, everybody. If nothing else, I mean, at least the mirror match kind of showed you a little bit more of, what Iroh can definitely do if you actually really want to go nuts with him. He definitely has a lot of flexibility to him. Otherwise, let's go ahead, let's just breathe in, breathe out, and we're going to try again for the next one. Yeah, there wasn't an out. I just couldn't draw into what I needed, and I kind of stalled a little bit there on lands. We had enough lands to actually make Iroh work, but because our opponent already was ahead of us, we couldn't win. It's okay, though. Not a big deal. Shaking it off, and we're going to try again with another, we'll try another match here. So a question for everybody while we're loading up our next one. How many of you, for those, now that we're deep into this set, is there a character that you've been building a deck around? Or were you just someone that was just happy to get brand new cards added into Magic? Let me know in the comments, everybody. I would love to hear from you guys. I know some of you all out there, because I've chatted with some people that say, well, they're not the biggest fans of Avatar. They do like what the flavor of the set provides, and at least it definitely feels like a Magic set. Or at least Magic adjacent, I'll say. We don't have the mana for the Rampant Grow, which is actually awkward, because we need that to actually ramp. But we have an Abandoned Attachment, so maybe we can use this to dig out the green source we're going to need. At least I hope so. Okay, opponents. They're playing Tom Bombadil, so they are going to be going all in on Sagas. We'll see if that actually might hurt us. We've actually played Tom Bombadil earlier this year. And we're definitely going to do another 5-color deck very soon. But I'll let you know about that in a bit. Until then, we cannot have halflings stick around, so that goes bye-bye. Slowing down our opponent's ramp while we try to build our ramp. Oh, opponent already? Aw, opponent. We were just getting started there. Okay, well, a win's a win, I guess. Okay. Got, I guess, a free win, but, oh well. I mean, some people do kind of fold once the slightest issue pops up. I guess it happens. Jekyll, trying to do an Azula deck that I feel comfy with. I don't know exactly how Azula plays or wins. We can actually look over her a bit. I know she, every time I face against her, it's usually always people that either try to spell sling with her and then just copy spells and just play her like more of like a Brawl control deck. I'm not sure if that's, I mean, I guess that's the simplest way of looking at her, but I guess I would have to look at the card a little bit more to figure out what direction to pull it in. And the other question is, are you building an Azula deck for 60 card, or are you building it more like a Brawl/Commander deck? Because that also makes a huge difference as to which version you would rather play. Okay, until then though, let's see. So, we have the Redirect Lightning, Swiftwater Cliffs. We're a little bit slow on the lands here, but maybe we can get through what we have. Jekyll. I mean, my problem is that she is basically just a 4/4 in Brawl. I mean, you're not wrong. But I think the best way to do it is, she's one of those commanders, kind of like what Iroh here. You would want to get them out as soon as possible, but at the same time, you still need to have something up to protect them until you can start pulling off your shenanigans. So your deck kind of works as kind of like a, I suppose I would say it just feels like a slower control deck until you can get to Azula to actually get the value you want from her. Kindly, customer. Draw the card. Alright, so we have the forest. Let's see here. We'll wait on the cycle of renewal. But that will help us ramp out to Iroh fast. Meanwhile, our playing is playing Aang at the Crossroads. This is another version of Aang we have yet to actually play around with, but we're going to try to get there with that. Okay, Galadriel. An expensive mana rock, but it is a mana rock. Okay, so in the meantime here, cycle of renewal. We will sacrifice our forest. Get one island, one mountain to round us out. Okay, Earthbending lesson. So we're close to getting to Iroh. We just need a little bit more, but for now, True Ancestry. Get back the Terramorphic Expanse. We'll make a clue token off of that. And we'll pass the turn. So the idea here is we could draw another card, get our hand still full. Essence Flux, okay. Okay. We'll just let them do their little blinky shenanigans. It's fine. Sure, they get to draw a card off of that. It's okay. But for now, though, we can blow away the Galadriel later on. We have Introduction to Annihilation if we need that. Kami of Bamboo Groves. Boo. Alchemy card. That's okay. Not a strong one, but still annoying. Jekyll's, I mean, I tried to make it into a Shiko and Narset copy deck, but I don't know. The value seems really low. Like, I could find a win con for the deck. Okay. Well, I guess my question for that is, how do you want to win? Do you want to do it with spell slinging, or do you want to just copy for like a pseudo combo win? I know there's definitely several ways you can build around it. Okay, so Displacer Kitten is going to be something we cannot allow to survive, so we got to blow that away now. Okay, at least that's gone. Terramorphic Expanse and Solemnity Visions near the end can help us dig deep. Okay, so that's our game plan for now. Okay, Aang can come in. I'm anticipating Aang is going to come in at any moment. Wow, okay, when Aang enters... Okay, so he does. Digs 5 cards deep. Puts a creature with a mana value of 4 or less among them onto the battlefield for free. Okay. So they put out a copy... Oh. You're not trying to do any copy shenanigans, are you, opponent? Okay. So Thassa Deep Dwelling. So now they're going to start blinking like crazy here. That's actually a pretty good plan, opponents. Okay. We need to find a way to get around this before it's too late. Slim Divisions. Digging 6. Well, I guess we don't have a choice there. Better than nothing, I suppose. Terramorphic Expanse. Sacking that. We'll get a green source now. Oh, you cannot find... Can't find a win con. Huh. I guess I would have to look at the card itself also myself. Because again, I am planning on doing an Azula deck myself. But I just need to figure out where to go with that. Okay. Until then, however... Okay. This is not the ideal thing to do with this card, but we don't have a choice. We cannot allow our opponent to keep getting value with Thassa. So that's got to get exiled. But at least we can exile it. Nice. Granted, they do get a card out of the deal, but that's a small price to pay. At least that means they'll lose their value. Phew. Temple of Enlightenment. Okay, opponent. Dedicated... No, they're just playing alchemy cards now. Yeah. Has it been... How many streams have I gone so far where I haven't complained about alchemy, by the way? Okay. Let's see. Redirect that. So Aang does not get value. Okay, opponent. And then... Let's see. I guess we'll do it that way. Okay. So they get a copy of the Kindly Customer, but that's a small price to pay versus Aang doing its shenanigans. So that bought me a little bit of time there. Yeah, I was able to redirect, but I guess I didn't know what was the best target. I was trying to minimize the damage there. The only awkward part is we don't have anything on the field to actually really take advantage of the redirect lightning. Okay, so one of my most annoying of cards to deal with. Pantalar of Ornthak here. Do we lose life, or do we allow our opponent to draw a card? I'm going to lose the life. So just down to 12. Okay, so it was a Cloud Shift. Aang transforms. Okay, so... Is there any way out of this, or are we dead? Let's put down Iroh. Okay, so... Iroh comes in, and I guess we can do this now, so I guess this helps out a bit. Oh, jeez. I want to use... Let's see. We get rid of Aang. But no, the Pantalar has to go. That can't survive. Okay. Opponent does get to draw another card off of that. But at least now we don't have to keep gambling between life and card draw. You hate that card? Oh, yeah, I hate that card too. I can't stand this one. It always ends up becoming that game of, like, do I survive or not off of just letting it live, or do I just keep killing myself with life loss? It's not an easy card to fight. Opponent is definitely going all in on blink shenanigans. Wow. Maybe we should be playing Aang at the crossroads. I know at some point we'll be doing Aang decks. There's at least 2 to 3 different Aangs we can play with. But I didn't want to go super crazy with Aang, at least not yet. Okay. If we can survive at least a turn here, maybe we have a shot of trying to rebuild ourselves. I hope. How will we deal with Aang? It mostly comes down to either just spot removal or exiling effects. Our opponent lets us go off here. Maybe we have a shot. Dryad. Okay, so that means everything is now fixed perfectly. But Stub still comes into play tapped. Okay. How do we deal with Aang here? Okay, first things first. Let's see. So what is in our graveyard that's permanent? Okay. First off, accumulate wisdom. So get 3 cards into our hand. Nice. Okay, from here. Iroh's demonstration. Let's see. Get rid of Aang. Opponent. Do you have 1 card in... Okay, so they do have blank. Fortunately, though, we can redirect lightning. So pay the 2. Nice. No, no, opponents. We will blink away. Oh, get rid of the token. Wait, did that actually... Did we do that wrong? Hold on. Okay, Aang is gone. So he is down. And then... Play the island. Let's see here. True Ancestry. Bring back the forest. Make another clue token. And then... I do the ends of speed, right? Okay, wait, hold on. Cycle of Renewal. Sack a mountain. Get 2 forests out. Okay. Do we die here on this turn? Let's see. We block. Dang. Yeah, we couldn't find a way. Even I don't know. This was kind of a hard one. Our opponent just had everything they needed, and they couldn't really stop it. Like, there's no defense for us if we don't have creatures out. And there was no way for us to blow away the whole board. Well, that kind of stunk. That's okay, though. Okay. So, let's give Iroh here one more shot on the budget. If this doesn't work, we'll then go to the non-budget after this. So win or lose on this one, we'll move on to the non-budget after this. But so far, yeah, they had more creatures than us, and also their blink shenanigans meant they get a ton of value. But that's okay. That's kind of the riskier part I've been noticing now that we've been playing Iroh here. I like the idea of all the lessons, but maybe we overloaded a little bit too much on lessons. We do need some creatures to actually provide a defensive force for us. But I was hoping that we would be able to use our lessons to get value before our opponent can build up a board state. Yeah, but don't worry. We'll cover this right now once we get to the non-budget. We can easily fix this. So that's not a horrible thing for us. Again, I guess you could say that is a lesson learned. You all know I had to get in at least one cheesy joke for the stream. Okay. But in all seriousness, though, I think once we get through this one, we'll make our tweaks with the upgraded deck, and we will definitely be able to rock a much more prominent, more stronger version of the deck. But either way, for anybody out there that is watching, as we're reaching the halfway point now, if you still like the deck as is, or if you like the upgraded version we're about to show you, show some love to me. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe wherever you watch the content so you don't miss on any of the gameplay, booster pack openings, live streams, deck techs, and so much more. Alright, so with this, we have all of our colors. Again, we're going to be slow, but Iroh here can still get jammed out here pretty quick. It's Lindy Visions first. Opponent is playing... Let's see... Oh. Opponents already? I mean... Again, free wins. But I don't want pity wins. I want to actually earn a win. Okay. Well... Actually, maybe... Okay. Got a win there. So let's actually talk about the deck for a smidge. Okay. So lessons learned. I like what it's doing, but you are right, Jekyll. Probably we do need a little bit more density with creatures. Our spells are probably not enough to keep us alive until we can actually get creatures added out. So what if we take the time to upgrade the deck and make it a little bit more powerful? So with this version here, the only way we don't need to worry about creatures is instead if we started going off with, if we were focusing a little bit more on wrathing and bouncing stuff. So let's see here. All right. So this is the upgraded version of the deck. It has a much stronger mana base. So that's actually one of the biggest advantages now we have with this version. However, we probably want more creatures that actually would help us with our game plan. So I think, let's see. We'll need some token producers. So I think that's our biggest thing that can help us at least sponge hits. We need ways of kind of doing that. So we'll do this real quick. So what do we want here that we don't? Okay, so Third Path Iconoclast. We can always throw it in there. We're doing a lot of tokens that can help us out here. So Saheeli can help us out as well. Let's see. And I think the other one I was thinking of was probably Young Pyromancer. It's just kind of like a small little catch-all. The one that shall not be named? Oh, yeah. I think I know exactly what you're talking about. But for now, let's actually just kind of go with what I was thinking, which was just, we'll keep it simple for now. Just a couple of token producers. Nothing super huge or crazy, but a couple of key ones here that'll help us make the deck a little bit stronger. Landon has crashed over on YouTube. Hello, my fire friend. Thanks again for joining us on the chat. How are you doing today? Hopefully having a wonderful day wherever you're at. Wait. Jesus loves you so much. He died for your sins, and if you accept him into your life, you'll inherit eternal life in heaven. Okay. Huh. Have I gotten to the point now where I'm actually getting now these random messages? I mean, I still appreciate that. I'm not, and I guess I'll say a little bit about myself here. I'm not technically, I don't consider myself really a religious person, at least not anymore. However, that's not to say that what you say is bad. I still appreciate the positivity words in it. So, thank you, I guess. Baby Yoja, hello. Good afternoon, my fire friend. How are you doing today? Hopefully having a wonderful day wherever you're at. Okay, so we're right in the middle of trying to upgrade this deck to make it stronger. And I think, yes, Jekyll, you're not wrong there. I don't know. A part of me wants to stray away from VV for now. Maybe we'll hold off and we'll talk about this probably in the post-stream wrap-up. But I think for now, our biggest solution is to just add in stuff that makes us tokens. At least with tokens, that helps us, again, solve one of the biggest problems with the deck. So let's go with that for now. That means we will have to cut at least 3 cards just to kind of hedge our bets here. So I think, and we actually do have Niv Mizzet in here. Of course I do, Baby Yoja. I've been seeing you've been leaving comments on some of our previous videos, so I appreciate you doing that. You didn't have to, but I thank you for that. Same here. Yeah, VV feels like kind of like a crutch. You can put him into this deck, but it's a bit of a crutch, and I really want to try to avoid that. Having said that, yes, we will start going to use some cards such as Niv Mizzet here. I love Niv Mizzet, but at least he feels fair. We're going to throw in also some upgrades with Thousand Year Storm. If this can go off, this alone would make us absolutely completely busted if we can make it work. Other upgrades I was going to mention for the deck that we can do is we have Reckless Blaze here, so we actually do have at least 1 Wrath now in the deck. In terms of other upgrades for the deck, we'll throw in Raw Crackling Wit, so this can also make for us Otters. That also provides for us another way of powering up our deck. We're probably going to have to cut here maybe, because, we have Mizzet's Mastery, so this can help us, again, just copy everything we have. We're going to see if we can make some adjustments with some of the other lessons and whatnot. So we're going to probably just make some tweaks here. Let's see. I think our biggest takeaways here from upgrades. Oh yeah, I forgot. I did actually have VV in the deck. Technically, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I feel a little dirty playing this card. We'll cut up VV for now. But that's not to say you couldn't put VV in the deck. If you want to, hey, you can. More power to you. Jekyll Hyde, no mana rocks. I mean, for a deck that's lessons, we want to try to minimize mana rocks because most of our focus should be on the instants and sorceries. Not to mention, again, we are green, so we do have access to cards like Sylvan Scrying here. We have Farseek. You also can utilize here, Shared Roots. So there are plenty of ways for us to ramp out our basics just with what we have. So we actually don't need to do too many of the mana rocks. I know some people have actually even argued that maybe you don't need mana rocks in a deck at all. So, I mean, it's your mileage may vary however you want to do it. VV is a devil on your shoulder, just forcing you to play easy way. Yeah, that's also why I kind of don't want to play VV. Again, as I mentioned, VV feels like a crutch. It really does feel like a crutch card. That's not to say it's not a bad card. It's a very, very strong card. But it just feels like I would probably be able to coast on victories here. Maybe a little bit too much. But again, again, I do want to talk about that at the end of the stream. Let's see. So for now, let me just see if I can just make some small tweaks here. We throw in cards like such as Snapcaster Mage, so that actually helps us, again, reuse some of our cards. I don't know what I would cut here, because I would just want to cut 2 cards. 2 cards that can help us. Maybe we should cut some stuff from the... I don't know, maybe Treasure Cruise isn't needed as much here. We actually do want Lessons to stay on the yard, so we'll cut Treasure Cruise. It's not as thematic for the deck, so that means 1 card has to get cut. So with that... I'm trying to think what else we could do here. We want to still try to maximize our value. I'm not sure if Earthbending Lesson would help us out here too much. I suppose, but not really, so I'll cut that one. Okay, so we'll keep it as is. But again, just to reiterate also, so the upgraded mana base will still have 4 islands, 4 mountains, 4 forests. We'll throw in all of the rare duels that do work the best with this deck. So that means, of course, shock lands. We'll throw in the pain lands because they come in untapped. The only tap land we're going to have is going to be the surveil lands for obvious reasons because these can filter our draws. And the verge lands will round out our package because we usually should have the basics we can need to actually get those out. We'll throw in, of course, the Triome. So we'll actually put in the real Triome now. We'll keep some of our cheaper fetches, but we'll throw in, of course, some of the stronger stuff. So we have Fountain Port, so we will be using tokens. We'll throw in the real fetch lands, so it's just Misty Rainforest, Scalding Tarn, and Wooded Foothills. If you do want to play this on your own, and maybe you do want to put in other fetches, that's your call. But these are going to be the ones that thematically fit the deck. We'll keep the White Lotus highlight. We'll keep the Volatile Fault. We'll throw in Scavenger Grounds for graveyards. This one is a risky one for us, mostly because this also will exile all of our graveyard too. So be careful if you want to use this. This is mostly more of like a, I would say, a panic button land. Use this if you need to. And sometimes there might be moments where getting rid of your, exiling your graveyard in addition to your opponent's sometimes is worth it versus sometimes getting blown away. Sometimes other graveyard decks are worse than us. Keep that in mind, everyone. But that's going to be the upgraded version of the deck. So let's take our upgraded version now into the Brawl format, and let's see how much more stronger this is. But yeah, I'll reiterate one more time, Den Splendid. Trust me, there was that moment where I could feel, I got that little evil version of myself that says, yeah, you can do it. Put VV in the deck. What's the harm? It's an upgraded deck. It won't hurt. You literally are trying to play the deck on a much more stronger level. But I kind of said, no, don't want to do that now. But if you all want to put it into your deck, hey, more power to you. Okay, oh, here we go. So we do face off against Fire Lord Azula, and hilariously, their avatar actually is Chandra. I guess maybe they do like fire. Okay, so moving us along here. So we got the Triome, we got the Fountain Ports. So, do we want to keep this? We have a couple lessons in the hand here. Boomerang Basics, and we have the Guru. I'm hoping we draw into what we need. Let's see. Can we make it work? Lava Spur Boots. Boots with the spurs. Throw a Triome. Got the Lion Turtle, so we just need at least one more land drop would be nice. Okay, opponent. Let's see. So for those that don't know, Fire Lord Azula, absolutely disgusting by the way. Very powerful card. Okay, we got the Demolition Field. I guess that's something. Demolition Field. Can't do anything yet, but we will bounce away. Actually, no, hold on. Do we want to do that now? Yeah, I got to slow him down just a little bit. So throw away the boots. Okay. But otherwise, yeah, Fire Lord Azula. Anytime you cast a spell while she's attacking, you can copy the spell, which is ridiculous value, by the way. Play the Forest. We'll play the Lion Turtle. Nice blocker for now. Need some life with the Sponge hit. Cookie is back. I got home in time. Let's go. How are you doing, people? Oh, you are so full of positivity, and I do appreciate that. Well, right now, we'll see if Iroh can teach Azula here a lesson, if you will. Okay, so they put the boots on. Onto Zuko here. Firebend for 1. Put a counter on him, too. Okay. So, how do we deal with Zuko here? Iroh's demonstration. We'll have to do this now. Pay the 1. So this version of Zuko is down. And we will play... Let's see. Earthbend 1 here. So that now turns on the Lion Turtle. So we can use them as a mana rock if we need to. And we also have now a Forest. Okay. We can also big score as well. We'll toss away maybe Fractal Summoning. And then I think we should be able to get Iroh out by next turn. Okay, here comes Azula. Ugh. She's scary. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay, no swing yet. Okay, so... only a food token, so I think... we'll do this now. Fractal Summoning. Toss that. Draw 2. Okay, we got Gran. That's kind of cute. But now, play Gran. And we will not attack. Jekyll. Yep, Iroh teaching a lesson to her niece. Well, at least I hope we can. That actually would be a hilarious flavor win if we can pull it off here. Although Azula with Firebending 2 is still terrifying. Ugh. Ooh, Zuko's exile. All right. Oh, dear. And here comes the value. Okay, so we don't really have any option for this. We lose there. We will get a clue token. And another clue token. Block here to avoid the damage. Okay. That's splendid. Oh, yeah. On-theme rivalry, I think. We haven't watched... You haven't watched the show? You totally should watch the show. I mean, I know some people keep saying it's a kid's show, but it actually does have some really good moments to it. I could not stress enough. And I swear, like, all y'all out there who haven't watched Avatar, you totally need to watch Avatar: The Last Airbender. Or I think in other parts of the world it's called, what is it? It's just simply called The Legend of Aang. So if you guys can't find it, that's actually the other name for it internationally, at least I believe. Okay, Iroh coming down. So here's what we do. Boomerang basics. Yes, we'll pay the 1. And we'll pay the 1 again. Annoying. Small price to pay, though. Okay, nice. So she's gone. Phew. Okay. Just trying to kill time. Make sure she can't do anything. At least not yet. Okay, and after that, if we can get the Guru down and then start casting lessons, we should be able to make Iroh bigger than Azula. Okay. Do they put... Okay, they put the boots back on. Boots with the spurs coming at us. Energy bending. Okay. Guess we're just trying to draw some cards to get back into this fight. Okay, do we block here Azula? Probably not, because I still want to make sure we can actually get value off of our stuff. Okay. Okay, land. Okay, nice. We got to untap. Okay, so this is our turn to actually make it work. So, play the Guru. Okay, we can dig. Zuko's exile. Okay, we'll take that. We will Iroh's demonstration. Come on, I would love to have this go off here. Okay, pump an Iroh. Pay the 1. Take that, Azula. Very nice there. All right. Well, I guess you could say we taught her a lesson there. Okay. Let's see. Boomy's Feast. We will put on here. Pump up Iroh. We swing with Iroh. Firebending 2. That means we will use this to get a clue token cracked. Draw a card. Okay. Nice. Hey, it's working. Down to 18. All right, so we're back into this fight now. But this means, okay, Azula's going to have to come back. Although our opponent has plenty of mana, that is going to be expensive for her. Mind Splice Apparatus. Oh. Ugh. That's not a good card to face. Oh, my goodness. That's it? We defeated Azula with Iroh? Yes. Oh, flavor victory for us there. Yeah. I guess you got your lesson taught today.
That's rough, buddy.
Okay. All right. I'm having way too much fun with the sound effects there. Okay, nice. Maybe that'll probably be the future highlight once I get around to making that. All right. And we got some more rewards there. Always do your dailies, kids. Always make sure to get those done. Okay. So yeah, actually got a good victory there. That was good. That was good. Den Splendid boots with the fur. No, they're lava spur boots. So they have spurs on them. You could say at the end, that's boots with the spurs. See? See? You see what I did there. But you're technically not wrong. Oh yeah, that was a cabbage, by the way.
My cabbages!
I'll see if I can try to add maybe later this week, maybe a couple more sound bites from the show. There are a couple more fun moments that I would love to have added on to our cute little little soundboard here. Okay, next game here. So we got Gran. Okay, yeah, we got the old ladies in the hand here. Octopus Form was good for protection. Farseek to help us ramp, and the Art of Tea. Okay, nice. I think we can keep this hand. The Verge will be nice once we can get. Well, we'll get our land in a moment here. Our opponent's playing Murata here. Oh, hey, nice. Although not again, I wasn't a fan of Spider-Man. there were a couple of, ironically, the non-spider cards actually were the more fun cards in the set. We played with Murata on stream a couple months ago. If anybody here hasn't seen it, check it out. She's actually a very strong card if you have her go off here. All right, let's get the Triumph so we can fix perfectly. Play the Verge. Let's play Farseek now so we can dig out another land. All right, cool. We'll get out, let's see, what do we want here? I think we'll get Hedge Maze. Surveil, all right. Ooh, Primal Amulet. Okay, that'll be good for later. So, I do know Murata's ability will make her very scary later on, but she is also a little bit slow. So hopefully, once our opponent... Okay, so there we go. Regular Bankbuster. No damage, of course, so this gives us time to look for what we need. Okay, Primal Amulet. We will play our Herbalist. So this will help us with pseudo-ramping for our lessons. And we'll play Grand Grand. Old ladies, unite! Tense Planet, my first girlfriend has turned herself into... Oh, we got to do that again. But actually, I'm sorry. Blech. Words. Any case, funny you mentioned that little comment there, Dense Planet, because this small spoiler, we are planning right now, as I've been trying to do this early morning, I've been trying to put together a Zuko deck, so we definitely need to get maybe a little bit more for him. We'll see if we can get that going, hopefully later this week. I would love to do a Zuko deck. Definitely also one of my favorite characters. Okay, Frantic Search with Momo on that. Cute art, by the way. Okay, opponent. Anytime now. Okay. They untap. Cookie. Is it normal that I haven't watched Avatar? I wouldn't say it's not normal. I mean, the show at this point is what? How old is the show now? Was that 2003 or 2004? I don't remember. But yeah, the show is pretty old by this point, at least by the standards of television. It is a 20-year-old show at this point, but it's still a good show. And I can't stress this enough, everybody. If you haven't seen Avatar: The Last Airbender / The Legend of Aang, do yourself a favor. If you do like a good story, even if it may seem like it's for kids, it is a good story overall. Season 1 is a little rough, but again, just like any other Season 1 TV show or cartoon, first season usually is where they're trying to figure out where things are. But I definitely recommend it for anybody out there that is a fan of things. Okay, Fractal Summoning, we'll throw that away. Okay, Grand Grand gets the first hit in. But definitely, check it out. Okay, 2005. So, oh wow, yeah, it's 20 years old at this point. But they're supposed to be making now a new Avatar show should be dropping on Nickelodeon, what? Is it at the end of this year or is it next year? So there's technically a part 3 now. A third version of the show. I have mixed feelings still about Legend of Korra, but I don't want to ramble about that here now. But that is something to talk about later on. Until then, however, let's see. Okay, so the Art of actually, hold on. How do I want to do this? So let's see the Art of Tea. All right, we're gonna see if we can try to flip the amulet. That's what we want to do. Okay, Brain Grand gets a little stronger. We will then Murata. She goes bye-bye. Maybe. Oh, Remand. Wow, okay. That's annoying, but okay. We still get to reuse it, and that does mean we still get Primal Amulet. Gets an extra counter on it. Okay. What does our opponent cast for free? Howling Mind, okay. Okay. Okay, so now that means Grand Grand cannot attack. That's okay, though. Oh, okay. Seven Heavens. Oh, it's 2027. I thought it was next year. Okay. Well, my timeline has been thrown off. That's okay. But yeah, there are Avatar projects that are still being made as we speak. So stuff will be coming. Cookie, is a big fan of things. Gotcha. But Legend of Korra catch more my attention. Well, before you watch Legend of Korra, it is important to get the context of that show with Aang's story first. So check out Last Airbender and then go into Korra. Otherwise, you'll be missing key elements for Korra that may make you feel a little confused. Doesn't let it. Oh, yes, yes. Oh, that's right. There's Judy is also in here, too. Oh, man, I can't believe I forgot about that. We got to make actually like a Demir deck around Judy. There is something we can definitely make that's a little gnarly with her. But we'll worry about that again once we have the time. Man, I can't believe it. Like, there's like so many decks right now that are floating in my head right now. Wow, what a fresh like a breath of fresh air from from Open Paths. Open Paths, I was struggling so hard with that and Spider-Man cards to put together decks. But thankfully, Avatar feels like I feel like I don't have enough time to actually put together all the decks. There's definitely a lot of options we have for it. So I look forward to it. We definitely have plenty of stuff to work with over the next couple weeks before we get to Lorwyn. Okay, so... Okay, we got to get rid of a key piece here before things get too out of control. So I think Aetherflux Reservoir has got to go. Opponents, do you have anything else in hand? Brainstorm. Okay. Opponent's going to try to draw some cards here. Paradox Engine. They untap. Opponent. Octopus form. So we have that as well. But if we can at least... I forgot that Brainstorm, thankfully, is also cheaper thanks to Avatar as well. So another option for budget decks now is Brainstorm here. Although I think actually Final Fantasy also made a Brainstorm that's cheap. I mean, either way. Either way. Yeep. Oh dear. I forgot that their spirits are going to keep getting bigger. Oh. Come on! No! They actually had a counter spell. Well, I don't think we're going to get this one, but dang. I was hoping we were going to stabilize here and bounce things away, but okay. Opponent's got their shenanigans. Wow. But again, this is why I was mentioning Murata here is, she's a strong creature, and our opponent definitely is showing it here. Bountiful Landscape. Okay. So, I don't know what we even do here anymore. Let's see. Things are definitely cheaper, but hold on. Okay, we could flip here with Primal Amulet. Okay, transform. Gets 1/1. Unless the opponent has something else in hand. Okay, and then thankfully with this, Elemental Summonings. That's one in it. Oh yeah, that just imagine me getting turned into Judy. No thanks. Yeah, scary moment in the show, by the way. Not to give any spoilers away. There's for knowledge. Okay, wow, our opponent is going all in on the card draw here. Okay, untapping, more Mana Rocks. Joy. Mono Blue being as dirty as always. Yep, they are. I mean, I can't hate too much, because we have had many instances where we played Mono Blue. Although, at least when I play Mono Blue, I try to diversify every time we play it. There have been moments where we played Murata, so we played our own version of Mono Blue artifacts, but we've also played variations that just either focus on just artifact creation, counter spells, tempo, so I try to keep it as fair as possible, just to give you all a little variety. But oh boy, our opponent right now, spirits. These spirit tokens, I don't know. Getting a little too strong here. We have a defense, but it's not going to hold forever. Our only hope here is the Lost Days. So we could sponge a hit, maybe. But our opponent also... Oh, geez, I forgot they get ultimate now, can they? Oh, boy. Oh, sweet baby Jesus. Okay, choose a permanent they to return to your hand. All in all. Oh. Dang. Oh. Yeah, we're dead. No. It's like now I look like I didn't play anything here. Go ahead, opponent. Do your swing. Well, what say you, Zuko?
That's rough, buddy.
Ouch. Painful there. That's okay, though. I mean, hey, you win some, you lose some. It's all good, though. It's all good. Just shaking it off. Trying to keep the positive vibe going. We still got a little bit of time left, so we're going to keep playing. We don't want to give up. I know we can get a couple more wins, hopefully, with Uncle Iroh here. Okay. So, as a reminder for those of you who haven't already are aware, that whether you're watching live here, new viewers, or if you're watching on the replay, if you haven't already done so, besides liking, following, and subscribe to us wherever you're watching across any of our places we live stream, such as Instagram, X, Twitch, or YouTube, we also have a Patreon page. The link for that will be available once this video is done. And of course, if you don't want to support us in any way, shape, or form except from just viewing, we still appreciate it just the same. But if you do want to be part of our growing community of fiery friends, check out the Discord link, also located in the details of this video once we're done. No matter how you check it out, any and all support you provide for us will help keep this channel growing. And we really appreciate you being with us here today. Again, one more time, all links will be located in the details below once we are done with the live stream. Okay, so now they got the shilling out of the way. Okay, so we got 3 solid lands, great. We have environmental sciences to ramp a little bit more. Zuko's exile for spot removal. Waterbending lesson will help us dig some cards out. And containment breach for artifact and enchantment aid. Okay. Aw, opponent! Oh, it's gonna be Tom? Okay, well, I guess it's another free win for us. Alright, fine. The only thing that's just kind of annoying about these free wins, again, not that I'm complaining about getting free wins for dailies, but it's just, you know, having to reset the queue again. Okay, that's fine. But okay, so trying to still figure out a couple other things. So for those that don't know, I already kind of have a game plan, and I'll talk about this again near the end of the stream. But right now, the goal, at least for Avatar, at least for the deck text, is just to at least cover each of the bendings in various formats at least once. So we already did last week firebending. Tomorrow we are planning on getting out our airbending deck. We're going to try to do next week earthbending, and the final one, of course, will be waterbending. Once we're done with the bendings, we'll probably do a couple of end of year videos, because that'll lead us right to the end of this year of 2025. Wow, the year's almost done already. And then we'll kind of give a little bit of maybe a new video at the beginning of the year, something that'll mention again, what are we looking towards in 2026? Because there's definitely some stuff to talk about coming up in 2026. I hope the game will be just as fun then, but I'm also a little concerned we might be running into a little bit of a rough season, if you will, of Magic. But I'll explain what I mean by that a little bit later on. Until then, however, okay, we need our green source. Where's our green source at? We need a green source. Until then, accumulate wisdom. Okay, doesn't really help us all that much here. I guess we'll just get the lion turtle. Technically, it'll be a mana dork once we get... Oh, thank goodness. Okay, we got our green source. That's good. So we get the lion turtle out. Okay, gain some life. So our opponent is playing Avatar Aang. We will definitely do Avatar Aang himself at some point, which will be great. But he is definitely the strongest of them. Even if you don't flip him, Aang here is actually just amazing as is. Anytime you do literally any bending, you could draw a card off of him. That's so bonkers. But I like this at least as a multicolored commander minimum, just because at least Aang here cares about the set. We couldn't say the same about the 5-color Spider-Man set. Sorry, I don't mean to keep harping on it, but yeah, I think that's just one of those things I was just not a fan of when it came to that. It just didn't feel right. Okay, until then, Farseek. So let's get out our Triome. We will crack the Misty Rainforest. And we will do... What do we want here? Well, actually, we want to play Untap, so let's get out... Stomping Grounds. Shock. Back to 25. Put the enemy on the Lion Turtle. So he's a nice little 5/8, so he can do some damage here once we actually get him going. Okay, next we have the Guru. We have Iroh. So we are ready to go off very soon here. At least I hope we can. Also, I realize now the next several shorts we got to start cracking packs because I'm literally staring at my box right now of avatar cards and there's so many cards I actually want to grab. Although Mrs. Inferno already, hilariously, she cracked her packs already. If you want to see what her hits were, I know I left a picture up on X. I'll add it to the Discord as well if you guys are curious about what she cracked open. But until then, okay, Iroh, coming on in. We came here for Iroh, everybody. So here's what we're going to do here. We will expand an anatomy. And we'll play it on Iroh. So now he's a 7/7. Although that actually kind of awkwardly sets back the Lion Turtle just a smidge. Let me check my previous message. Oh, I totally will. And Avatar Aang doing his thing. So he bends and he draws a card. Down to 19. Okay. Moon. Oh. Opponents. You did the cheap way. I mean, yes, we could do the moon. You can do Moon Miss and transform Aang here, but that's cheating, opponents. Come on, that's cheating. You did the lazy way. Not to say that you're not allowed to do that, but I don't know. It feels like a cop out if you can't do that. And wait, hold on. Oh, they airbended us. Decline. So we could just recast Iroh for 2 later on. Not a huge deal. Okay, Alpha. Wait, did they bounce? Okay, they bounce back in again. So I see what they're trying to do here. Okay, opponent, I see your plan. I see your plan. I'm gonna try to start having that be a thing. Let's see. So, how do we get out of this mess? Because our opponent now, I know what they're trying to do here. So for now, let's Solstice Revelations. Now, we didn't really get a hit there. I guess we'll play Brawl. He's not going to survive for much, so maybe, I don't know. Should I tick down with him or tick up?
Failed? Oh, crock, I'm an otter.
I think we'll just draw some cards. Because I know he's going to die. Draw 3, discard 2. Iroh's Demonstration, and the Forest. Okay. Alright, so what I'm anticipating what's going to happen is Aang is going to hang back here until our opponent knows I want to cast Iroh again. And that's what he's going to try to do. Okay, they waterbend 6. Aang comes in. Oh, actually, Aang comes in already? I was thinking he was going to wait until I try to recast Iroh again. Okay. Alright, opponents. So they pulled off their infinite combo here. If you guys don't know how this infinite combo works, Aang, as you can see, is trying to airbend away Appa, which has Aang go away, and then Appa makes more infinite tokens, and that pretty much just kind of kills it. Alright, fine, opponents. We're not going to sit through this. We have other games we got to get through, so... Alright, fine, opponents. You win. Not a big deal. I ain't mad or anything. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. We'll get a chance to do this on our own at some point, hopefully once we actually do Avatar Aang ourselves. So stick around for that one. Down later on into December, everybody. Okay, shaking that off. We're going to breathe in. Okay. Cookie. Hey, Infernoman, are you going to make a channel badge? If I have time to do so. I know I've been very behind this year on trying to put out more perks for members and unique stuff like channel badging. But we'll see what we can try to do here. I will see. I know I've been a little bit slow. I know, like, what is it like? As you kind of see now, at least now we have some custom little emojis now. So that's been nice to add in. But yeah, I'll try to see if we can try to add more stuff on here. My next goal is to start adding in a little bit more unique stuff for those of you like channel badges. I'll try to start adding in some more unique rewards for you guys to utilize, or and maybe some stuff also for YouTubers as well. Maybe I can start making some little colorful members badges at some point as well too. I know it's all in the pipe, but again, just bear with me, everybody. I am just one little fireball, just trying to get by in the world. Just trying to make it all happen by myself. Like, I literally don't really have any support. It's all me. Ooh, okay, so we're playing against Tifa here. Okay, so mono green shenanigans. Let's see if we can get around that. We'll keep this hand because we can actually ramp with this. Okay. Yep. Nothing happens on Bossing Say. We're gonna just pretend that match didn't happen, though. Okay. Willow Rush Verge. Tifa will come down quick, but maybe we have ways of just bouncing her back and forth. Okay, Misty Rainforest is good, too. For now, though, we'll Farseek. We'll get our Triome. Actually, hold on. Maybe we should get instead... No, let's get out instead... Commercial District. Okay, Surveilling. Okay, ooh, Young Pyromancer. That at least can give us a go-wide option. Okay, it's all good. Honestly, it's fine if you do it today or next year. Just asking out of curiosity. Well, I still appreciate you being curious about that. We will do what we can to provide more value for all of you guys out there. So I appreciate all of you guys that keep trying to push for more stuff. That shows me that, again, you guys do care about wanting to see this channel grow a little bit more. So we will do what we can to maintain. Okay, Tifa. All right. Promising Veins. Okay, so is our opponent going to be able to go off on this turn? We'll see. Tifa's usually either an all or nothing. Okay. Opponents. Tifa getting bigger. Okay. Opponent wisely chooses not to swing. Okay, good. That gives us time. That's all we need right now. Okay. So this time around, we will get out... Get the Triome now. So now at least we have good fixing. Big score. Okay, that's cute too. Shared roots. Let's start making those tokens. Nice. Okay, and then we will get out a mountain. And we will pass here. Cookie, what kind of games do you enjoy outside of Magic? I, for example, enjoy Pokemon, chess, and indie games. Good question. And this also was something that I'm going to try to do also as well a little bit more. We'll see if when I'm able to. I'm going to see if I can try to do some more bonus streams where, again, we can do some more unique non-Magic games for my true fiery friends. For those of you that hang out with me all the time, we'll see if we can start doing a little bit more of that. And then we can add those again to more unique experiences for us. But, yes, I do enjoy Pokemon, although the recent games have been a little bit meh to me, but I still enjoy the franchise for what it is. Actually, I saved up a lot, and I did manage to buy myself a Switch too. Although now I kind of stare at it and go, wait, I don't have any time to play this thing. I feel awkward. That was literally like $500 I just spent on that thing. But in all seriousness, though, I do enjoy playing, when I can, a variety of games. I mean, I play everything from like Pokemon. What was I playing a lot before I started doing this whole channel? Like, I was big on Mario Kart for a long time. I play, like, I was also big on shooters for a little while. So, yes, there was a time where I was also a first-person shooter kind of guy. Like, I played Call of Duty and stuff. But also, like, other franchises, too. I was also competitive with games like Street Fighter. I enjoyed games such as, like, Mario. I like a variety of stuff. I do like I probably could go on and on for that. But, yeah, I do like a ton of stuff out there. Ooh, okay, opponent. All right, even getting bigger. 6-3. There are some indie games also I've been wanting to play. Like I bought a bunch of games on Steam recently, and I'm hoping that. Okay, opponent is gonna try here. Abandon attachments. Make another token. Opponents. Okay, Pyromancer. Discard a card. Okay, what do we discard? I think it'll be the Mascot Exhibition. Draw 2. Okay. So for now, does our opponent... Do they have Pump? They do not. Okay, so we go to 18. Elvish Mystic. Okay. Spring Leaf Drum. That's cute. Is that all, opponents? Maybe? Opponents? Hello? Hello? Opponent, you there? Okay. Okay, good. Okay, so Thorn Spire Verge. What was I also gonna say? Oh yes, that's right. So I think recently I've been trying to play one more time on one of my favorite games. I've been playing I've been trying to get back into the Resident Evil series. They have the 9th game coming out soon. I recently was playing the 4th one, the remake. The remake is okay. I still like the original, but the remake is fine too. It's just been something I've been trying to do. Just trying to get myself back into playing other games again. Don't get me wrong, I love playing Magic, but I've been trying to tell myself to not overwork myself on trying to constantly build content for this channel. I still want to enjoy doing other things as well when I can. Okay, so let's see here. All right. I want to go off, but still can't quite make it work just yet. So as soon as we can get Iroh in, I think we can get some extra value with our game plan here. We just have to sponge a hit or two. So this might be a turn we might have to sacrifice to Tifa just to sponge a hit. Okay, opponents? Okay, they're swinging. So throw away the forest. Make a token. Okay. Oh, that's it? Oh, opponents! I was ready to go... once again. I mean, we'll take the win, so yay. But I was ready to go off there. So the whole plan was, okay, we were going to make a token, chump block. I'm guessing if Tifa could sponge the hit or dies, that buys us time. Iroh was ready to come in. Oh, I wanted to do a 1-mana max expedition. Oh, dang. Okay. Well, I mean, again, I guess I'll take the win. It is what it is, so yay. But yeah, at some point, Cookie, yes, I'm trying to do my best to dedicate a little bit more time to actually playing other things, you know, just to decompress. But recently, yeah, I've just been, I mean, how do I say this? Life is stressful. So yeah, stressing out about a lot of stuff and doing what I can. So I try not to overdo it and squeeze every single breathing moment of my life to just work and content. But I try to do some stuff where I can play and enjoy things at my own leisure. But it is tough, though, as you get older. Like, again, being an old fireball myself, dealing with other things in life, working on things that, you know, take up a lot of time. But you also try to make sure you balance between that, family, friends, the people you love. Remember that you always want to make sure you have time for the people that you care about. Because they're the people that are, at the end of the day, the ones that are there for you the most. Even if my channel was gone tomorrow, as long as, of course, I have my family and friends, I would still be happy. And I can always rebuild a Magic channel. So even if this, again, was to go away tomorrow, not a big deal. We can always rebuild. I'm sure I can find a way to start over again. Okay, so let's see. They're playing with Fellows, which I cannot believe they actually added into Arena. This card is absolutely bonkers, by the way. And you're going to see why in just a bit. So for those of you that don't know, you shall see what I'm talking about in a minute. So for now, let's get out... we'll get out another island. We're a little heavy right now on blue, so I want to make sure we have enough to do our shenanigans there. Okay, Fellows doing its thing. Belt swings. Price of freedom. Okay. We will... Can't really do anything right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Okay, we'll draw 2 there. Okay, so we have plenty of lands to work with now. That's good. Beautiful words. I know. I try to sound like I'm wiser than I am with my words of wisdom. But yeah, in all seriousness, not to sound again all hokey, but seriously, if I was gone tomorrow, I wouldn't want to... Well, it would be painful to start over again. It's not impossible. Just never forget again the people that care about you and want you to do your thing. The people that want to be there for you. Okay, we will discard right now a Whirlwind technique. We'll bring back Teachings. Never forget to always be there for the people that love you. That's the most important thing in life. The only reason why I can do what I do is because I found a way to find a good balance between this, my big boy job when I'm off of the screen, and of course, time for Mrs. Inferno and Mama Inferno. Those are the two most important people in my life right now. Okay, opponents, 6 cards. You there? Okay, Oracle Moldiah. Okay, so all in on elves. But I will say, we will be covering Rofellos in a budget deck coming up soon. Only just because technically elves are, I mean, they're on flavor for Christmas, am I right? So we'll talk about this card once we get to that point later into December. It is coming. I have it planned out already for that. So we got lots of stuff to work with now. If Infernoman had 1,000 fans, I'm one of those fans. If Infernoman has one of those fans, I'm not one. If Infernoman doesn't have fans, it means I'm no longer in this world. Such deepness there, Cookie. But I still appreciate you being that person, so thank you. I really appreciate that. I really do. Okay, so Misty Rainforest. We will crack it. And then we will play... Get our commercial district. We'll surveil. Zuko's Exile, that'll be good for later. Alright. Man Tower. Okay, no attacks yet. Okay, the Immortal Sun is going to be a pain to get through. But Zuko's Exile is here, so we do have options to get around things. I'm hoping we can, though. I'm hoping it's not too late. Okay. Ooh, they're playing Traveling Chocobo, too. Okay. Dang. That's a lot of value. Okay. If we can get to our Wrath, that would be nice, but I don't know if we're going to get there in time. Oh, boy. Close the lip. Okay. The counters keep coming. Cookie, you're just silly? Oh, of course you are, and we appreciate that. The silliness is always good. That's something I always try to remind myself as well. In an awkward way of saying this, yes, in all seriousness, about being silly, by the way, yeah, never forget to, of course, to, smile, laugh when you can in life. Some people take this game sometimes way too seriously. But even as you've seen with me, even those moments where I end up losing, I still not try to let it get to me. I still try to maintain positivity. I still try to be as enjoyable. Because if I'm not having fun with this, or if I'm angry with this, then I probably shouldn't be playing for a little bit. Speaking of losing and being frustrated, it looks like this one might be also over for us. Dang. Mono green, everybody. Still packing heat. That Cub. I think this card is what? Isn't this card like $50, $60 right now? It's a very expensive card. Powerful, but it's very expensive. Okay. Opponents, are you done? Off of 6 mana. And this is what they've managed to pull off. Absolutely ridiculous. Alright. Card crawl keeps drawing. They keep pumping. Joy. I feel like I'm just getting completely wrecked right now. They haven't even swung yet, and I'm already, gone. There's nothing we're going to be able to do here, but we're going to try. We'll give it one more turn. Only just because I have Zuko's Exile, and out of spite, I just want to exile something. Just one thing. Just one thing. Okay. Now, opponents, also with the unapologetically abuse of alchemy cards. Are we done? Really not. Okay. More card draw. More alchemy shenanigans. Okay. Opponents. Ew. Disgusting, by the way. Absolutely disgusting. Well, the thing about making budget decks and trying to make original decks every stream, it's logical to not have the strongest deck. Yeah, you're not wrong on that one. And I'm not going to lie. Sometimes, again, my brain sometimes gets a little fried just trying to do all this. But I still enjoy the challenge, and I don't want to give up on it. There are definitely players out there who appreciate people that can make budget decks like myself. I have seen a couple of comments I've gotten over the years, which I do utilize as my motivation to keep going. Because it's super easy for people out there to make, you know, the best meta decks. And there's nothing wrong with that. There are some channels out there, and there are some people that I do watch that do put together some amazingly powerful competitive decks. And I respect that. If that's their jam, no problem for me. For me personally, again, my biggest thing, again, is just trying to help out all of you out there that would like to play the game, but also don't want to have to spend like 100, 200, 300 bucks on a single deck, which can be, especially in this economy. And again, it's not just an American economy. It's a world economy right now where things are a little messed up for a lot of people. So this game is a luxury for some people out there, even for myself. I will say, it is a bit of a privilege to be able to play this game and afford to buy not just paper cards, but also digital cards here. Well, again, like these digital cards, they literally are just nothing more than just computer programming. If this was gone tomorrow, yeah, I would be losing out on a ton of money from Arena because of the amount I've spent. Don't ask how much I've spent on how much this game is. But I do it because I want to help out players out there that do like the game. And again, just want to enjoy it at a casual level, but don't want to spend a stupid amount. And that's fair. In my opinion, again, Magic should go back to being a cheap game. I mean, you can have expensive game pieces. There's nothing wrong with that. But make it overall so it's still an affordable, fun game for everybody out there. That's the most important thing for me when it comes to Magic. It's fun, but I want it to be an affordable game so more people can enjoy the game at any level. Speaking of any level, okay, I think our opponent finally finished here. We're just going to block here because there's literally nothing else I can do. Opponent. I think our opponent purposely did that to us just so we can just go to 1. Absolutely disgusting, by the way. Cookie, like if they're playing the most OP cards, of course they're going to have a little advantage. And you do. I can't buy an OP deck. I mean, that's fine. And trust me, like, I want to finish building the decks on my shelf, but I also don't want to basically be broke trying to do so. But over time, I do have at least that. I'll see if I can try to put together soon also for some exclusive content, my actual personal decks. So I'll walk you all through again what I currently have. It took me several years of building these and saving and waiting for sales, waiting for some cards to drop to more budget levels before I can actually finish some of the decks. I still maybe have like 4 or 5 decks that are on my shelf. I have like sticky notes on them right now, but they're not done yet because I can't afford all the cards at this time. Hopefully soon though, little by little. Okay, opponent, are you there? Come on, opponents. Don't do this to me now. Just finish this off for me. Maybe I should, like, granted, I know I could literally just hit right now. I could concede, but if our opponent is not there, then okay. I suppose our opponent could just walk away because they literally don't need to do anything to us. Okay, there they go. Finally. Okay, so obviously we're going to lose here, but out of spite, I just wanted to do one thing, which is get rid of that cub. Will you let me do that at least, opponent? Give me the satisfaction of destroying your strongest creature right now. After that, I will concede. Okay, there we go. All right, concede. Because that was literally all I could do. Okay, that's fine, everybody. Looking at the clock? Yeah, that was just my little... That was just my little middle finger, if you will, to my opponent. Even though I don't really like to do that stuff anymore. I mean, when you get older, I mean, I've mellowed out a lot. I used to be, when I was younger, I was actually a pretty fierce person. But before I go on to that rant, just as a reminder right now, looking at the clock, this will be our final one for today, everybody. Our last match. Win or lose, as long as we get a good match out of this one, this will be the final one for today. And I do want to say one more time, thank you to everybody who has been here today. Thank you to all of you who have been in the chat. Much love to all of you today who have been around. Okay, so here we go, everybody. The last one for today. Win or lose. Let's lock in.
It's time to
Yeah, all right, okay. So with that, let's see. Okay, so what do we got here? All right, so with that, we've got our forests. We can, of course, do some ramping here to get to what we need. That should be fine. So we should be good from there. All right. So let's see. We will keep this hand. We'll make it work. Okay. So we'll play Bountiful Landscape, and pass. So if we do this right, let's see, we'll get out... Okay, they got Sanctum Weaver, okay. Sacrifice the Landscape. Let's get out first our blue source. Oh, okay, we got the coast, that's good. Well, environmental science. So we'll get out our red source. So now we have everything fixed for when Iroh can come in. Our opponent's playing Hebei, so this is also another card that we want to build around at some point. We're doing the 5-color Shrine build. Shrines actually have gotten so much support over the years, which is actually both nice, but also a little bit, I don't know. I like Shrines, but now let's be real. Shrines are no longer really a budget jank deck anymore. They are strong, and they have plenty of options to wreck anybody. But we'll worry about that once we get to Hebei eventually. It is coming, though. Okay, we take a hit down to 23. Cookie, I only got my Dino Ramp deck that we played once in Arena, but it was only because of wild cards. Effing eBay. I hate that panda. Oh, we hate the panda. Oh, Shrines are a pain. Yeah. It used to be, Shrines were okay for a time, but I started disliking Shrines because they're now not as, they're not jank anymore. So, while there's nothing wrong with playing, Shrines, but they're just not, they're not janky silliness anymore. We will definitely do a deck, of course, around Shrines because I feel like I'm obligated to from the set. But Shrines have enough support where you can definitely make a really serious Shrine deck now. It's not what it once was. But we'll still do it. Because I feel like, again, I got to at least try out the new Shrines. Just once or twice. Okay, so Snapcaster Mage, not for any real value. We're mostly doing this just to block the Goshen. Environmental Science would be nice, but we can't cast it. So, Goshen tie here. We trade, so it's gone. Okay, got the forest. So, dang, we don't have enough still for... We'll play elemental summonings. So we'll make at least one token to sponge a hit. And we technically can protect it for a smidge here. Actually, no, I want to play this instant speed, so pass here. Okay. Can we get around the Shrine plan, everyone? Is it possible? They're at 4 cards. They tap. Hodin is going to be coming in. It's going to get him a lot of card draw, by the way. Okay. Opponents. No swings, I assume? Okay. Nice. Okay. Ooh, 1,000-Year Storm. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. I want that in. But we got to make sure Iroh comes in first. Okay. Opponents. Don't tell me how to... Oh, they have the counter spell. Boo! Opponents! Ugh. That was painful. Okay. Fine. I guess we'll have to wait for Iroh for a little bit longer, everybody. So I guess that means next turn, 1,000-Year Storm, I guess, can come in. I guess with 1,000-Year Storm on another turn, Octopus form can protect the elemental token, so that might buy us time? I don't know. We'll try. Yeah, that tilted me a bit there. Okay. What are they playing? What are we playing, opponents? Yeah, of course, we all like Wash Away when we actually can use it ourselves. And we have used it quite a few times to great success. But this time I was like, dang it, I knew they had to have something to stop us. It's all good, though. It's all good. We're still going to see what we can do to get out of this. Opponent is carefully sculpting their mana. Oh, nope, nope, nope. Okay, opponent, well, you got to cast something. Time's running out. Okay. Got the Sanctum, but that won't trigger until next turn. Okay. Sanctum Weaver. Making white mana. Aang's Journey. Okay. Perfect card for the set. So, yeah. I mean, that's a staple for Shrine decks now. Okay. They got a blue source. Do they swing? They do not. Okay. Okay, so... Plan B now is, I guess we're just going to play 1,000-Year Storm? Maybe? Okay, nice. It does stick. So we will wait it out. So the plan now is with Thousand Year Storm, we have Unexpected Windfall, which may help us refuel as soon as we can get to this turn here. Just got to survive. Okay. Sanctum of All. Okay. No surprise there. Okay. So this is now where things are going to get rough. If we can get around the Sanctum of All, we have a shot. But it does not look good right now because now they have Sterling Grove as well. Nope. Swings opponent. Okay. Nice. Okay. Reckless Blaze. Okay. Well, that's not bad. Okay. We swing here. Does your opponent block? They do not. Okay, so. Thousand Year Storm. Unblock. And it has hexproof. Down to 20. We will discard the Lion Turtle. Okay, opponents. Draw 2. Make some treasures. There we go. Phew, okay. Shivan Reef. We will... do I do this now? Actually, hold on. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Mizzix's Mastery. Alright. We will Unexpected Windfall. There we go. That's 3 copies there. Okay, now we're good here. So with that, Elemental Summonings. And we will copy Unexpected Windfall again. Alright. We will throw away Aang's Journey. There we go. Yes, now we're going off. This is what you want the deck to do. Oh my goodness. It's working. It's working. Oh, yes, it's working. Yes. We don't even need Iroh. Okay. Woo. Now that was a turn. Okay. So from here, how do we stop our opponent? We have 11 treasures right now. Okay. Iroh. Coming in. Small risk here to do this. We still have plenty of treasure stuff, so I think we can still pull this off here. Okay. Do you have an answer, opponents? Ooh, they counterspell us. Okay, so... Dang. Okay, it's fine. We'll put him back into the command zone. Okay, in the meantime, though... Okay. How do we pull this off, then? We will... I guess we can ramp like crazy. Okay, shared roots. We'll just ramp a ton here. Okay. I guess we'll just help get the rest of our lands out. Oh, that's right. Maybe I should have done the Price of Freedom instead. Oh. Ugh, that might be a little too late for me. Okay. Okay, so this helped us get out the rest of our basics. So with that, Firebending Lesson, I guess. Taking out... So this guarantees that Hebei is gone. So at least that's out of the way. We still have to... Okay, well, I guess we'll just guarantee that it's dead. It's overkill, but... I mean, I didn't want that bear alive, so... Panda's got to go. So at least he's now back in the hand there, so it does force our opponent to do their thing. Okay, so for now... yeah, I realized I probably should have done the Price of Freedom. That would have forced our opponent to lose a lot of lands there. Okay. Okay. But we do have 5 tokens, so unless if our opponent has a Wrath, I think we might have this one. At least I hope. Our opponent can build out some more stuff with their shrines. They're down to 3 cards, but they're going to redraw a ton like right now. I hope I made the right decision, though. I really did. I really do hope. They make their own tokens. The only risk that our opponent has to make, though, is they can either... Okay, so Heibei comes in. Okay. Okay. So our best solution here is... Okay. Yeah, that counterspell, changing the risk with Iroh probably might have hurt us. Oh, ley line. Like a ley line binding. Okay, so dang. So that gets rid of our 1,000-year storm. The one thing we wanted to keep on the field. Toots. Displacer kitten. Okay. Ouch. Okay. I guess maybe we did miscalculate from the last turn. Wow. All right. Well, I never said I was good at Magic, everybody. I realized, yeah, maybe we did cost ourselves the game there, because now our opponent was able to now come back with a vengeance, and they definitely got everything. Down to 18. Okay. Well. Is that it? Do we lose? Our only other shot here is we have a Reckless Blaze. So it's not out of the realm of impossibility to lose or win. Okay. That is a lot of tokens. So I think our only shot here is just to do just swing like crazy. And we're going to hope that we can just burn out our opponent here. Mistake? OPO, of course, definitely played their deck to their advantage. They definitely streamlined it. Our deck is not streamlined at all. Okay. All right, so Verge land. Okay, well, I guess we just do a hopeless swing here. Obviously, they're going to just sponge every hit. Okay, opponents. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We have 15 lands. It's not like it's out of the realm of possibility to actually do stuff here. Okay. Okay. All the hits. Okay. Getting all of the tokens out of the way. It's a lot of tokens gone. One token did survive, though. We will Reckless Blaze now. Okay. So we have a little extra mana to work with here. Iroh comes back in. Okay. So this is our next chance to survive here. Iroh at least has hexproof. Phew. Okay. Opponent still got the Sanctum, which is annoying, but Iroh at least is protected. So unless our opponent has an Edict effect, I think we might be able to pull off something here. Maybe. Okay, our opponent makes us discard our whole hand. They draw a ton of cards. They're at 41 cards, though, so they're actually burning through their deck pretty fast. These tokens are scary, but they can't do anything yet. Oh, wait. Ooh. Yeep. I forgot that actually takes us down to 1. So, wait. Are we dead? Maybe. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. 29. 19. Opponent might deck themselves out if they're not careful. So that 19 cards. They have basically their whole hand, the whole deck in their hand. Oh, dear. Yeah, I think 2 turns ago I messed up. I think I probably should have blown up the lands. Maybe that might have saved us instead of trying to cast Iroh. All right. That's a heartbreaker. Okay.
That's rough, buddy.
I mean, yeah. With the way the deck was designed, yeah, we couldn't pull it off. But yeah, 2 turns ago, and I know someone will look at me on the replay and probably yell at me for going like, oh, Infernoman, you actually had the win once you started 1,000-year storming. Having that turn, I probably should have thought about that one more carefully, but I was just too giddy about how it was going off. But dang, opponent here, Shrines, they're just not jank anymore. They really are kind of busted. But we'll worry about Heibei in our own future video. We'll talk about that in another update. But until then, we'll be ending our stream here in just a little bit, everybody. But let's actually do one more time our overview of everything. So, lessons, I guess you could say, were definitely learned today, both winning and losing. So you tell me in the comments below, everybody, what do you think? Would you play this deck in any way, shape, or form? And to be honest with you, the budget deck is not bad, but if you're going to play the budget deck, I think our better option would have been to add in at least a couple of creatures that produce tokens. So for the budget deck, I probably would cut a couple things just to focus on doing token shenanigans. So for context, the 3 cards that can help you build out tokens to help you at least give you somewhat of a go-wide strategy, or at least sponge hits until you are ready, would be, let's see. So Third Path Iconoclast probably would have been better for us. Saheeli Sublime Artificer also would have been decent for us. We're going to just start drawing cards, and Probable Alliance is slow, but technically doable. If you're looking at other cards for that, and I know I showed it already on the non-budget one, but I'll point it out here as well. So with this one as well, so yeah, because I can't spell right now. So Young Pyromancer also probably would have been the other piece I would have used. So yeah, Young Pyromancer here, just to help you out with that. Other cards, if you want to go that route, because you're going to be spell slinging a lot with this deck anyway, you could throw in Balmor here. Also, just didn't want to go too much into the cliched is it spell slinger shenanigans. So that's why I kind of didn't use them for the original build here. But I think maybe that might have been a mistake. But again, it really kind of depends on what you want to get out of Lessons with Iroh. He is a great card, but I think we probably should have built him more as like a combo piece, where we probably would have milled a lot of our lessons, bring out Iroh, then cast everything for a cheap cost. I think that probably would have been a better way to build the deck, now that I think about it. As far as the upgraded deck, it still works fine. I mean, if you want to go super duper dirty, I mean, you could do a bunch of other ways you can build a deck, such as, for example, I know we mentioned it earlier, but I guess we'll just be honest with you. This was one of those cards that your mileage varies. If you really want to, yes, you can use Vivi. It's up to you if you want to do that. If you do use Vivi, just know that, again, like, you're going to skew a lot more towards is it colors versus green. But if you want to try to do it where you can still stick to green for ramping, hey, your power is however you want to build your deck. But with Vivi also, you can do some more shenanigans with cards such as, if we throw in Vivi, Octopus Form, cards like this, helps you untap Vivi and get more value mana-wise out of it. But again, it really kind of depends on how you want to do it. At least from what we saw, even though we did lose the last game, you got to see, at least for the upgraded deck, what in theory can go off. So 1,000 Year Storm alone helps kind of storm off with Iroh here, so you can do some stupidly good shenanigans. But just, again, I would say learn from my lesson. In all honesty, if you want to try to go off with Iroh and 1,000 Year Storm, it is definitely doable, but you probably might want to tweak your deck to be more combo focused. And also you want to focus the deck on making sure that you sequence your cards correctly. We were close, but we also kind of fumbled a bit. Still, for a deck that only got like 2 rounds of actual like testing, it still was pretty good for what it was. So I won't take that away from you. If you like either one, both links will be located once we're done with the stream in just a moment. But before we go, since you've all made it this far into the stream, my True Fire friends, we'll just again show you quick little sneak peek as to what's to come for the next couple of decks over the next week or so. Okay. Oh, Cookie, hey, Infernoman, it was fun. Hope you catch you next time. Okay, well, if you're leaving early, Cookie, thanks again for popping in for a bit. Thanks again for being here for today, for the support. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy your day. Always be sure to burn bright. Later. Okay. And then real quick, what was I at? Oh, yes. So this is going to be our deck tech for tomorrow, our ultra budget deck for those of you that do like to still play standard. So it's a mono white airbending tempo deck. So this will be the deck that's going to go up tomorrow morning. Everything is just finished, but we're going to try to finish up the finishing touches on the edits once I'm done here. After that, for the remainder of the week, we're looking at 2 different decks that I'm trying to finish up here that hopefully should be ready to go. So we do have a Zuko deck that is a work in progress. I need to finish refining this a little bit more, and the deck should be ready to go hopefully by Thursday. We're going to try to aim for Thursday for our next live stream. As far as the week after that, we already have another standard deck, which is going to be utilizing one of the most broken mechanics currently, Earthbending, in the standard format. So check that out. We actually also have an Earthbending combo here, but I think I might tweak this one to put on a live stream for Pioneer. It can work in standard, but we have a lot more stronger options for us in Pioneer. We'll tweak this one maybe a little bit later on. Beyond that, we do have another Rakdos deck that, again, I love Rakdos colors, by the way. We're going to have a Sacrifice Artifact deck utilizing the Phoenix Fleet card, the Airship. This is actually a really cool card that I want to build around. So we're going to tweak one of our former Rakdos builds to utilize the fleet and see if we can make a giant flying set of airships to beat our opponents. So that's coming soon. Still have the basically deck. These probably won't be done again until January. So we'll work on, again, the Ultra Budge decks once we get past a bit of Avatar going into Lorewind. So that is coming soon. And that's pretty much going to be it for now, everybody. I mean, we do have a couple of other ideas that will float around. I'm still trying to work on a water-bending deck here. I have a basic Killian deck, and I have like a taxing deck that utilizes Mai. But we'll see if we can make any of those work for the future. Again, at least we have a lot to work with here from Avatar. I'm so jazzed about this set. It's actually a really fun set, everybody. So I'm hoping that all of you are still enjoying it as much as I am. Okay, but that's otherwise going to be it for that, everybody. So before I go, as one more time, final shout outs to everybody that was here today. So NPC GD123, thanks again for popping in for a little bit there. Thank you again, Jekyll and Hyde, also for popping in for the time being. Cookie, of course, and Densplanet. As always, appreciate all you guys who have always been here for me when you can. And I appreciate you guys, even if you say one sentence or if you're here the whole stream. Those of you that I see also on other platforms, I see on Instagram there, we have Bert B. Leaf joining us earlier today, Brutburger. Thanks again also for you guys that were popping in for a little bit. Even if you didn't say a word or if you're just a lurker, I still appreciate you guys all just the same. And also for all of my other people that were on YouTube earlier. Let's see if I can pull you guys up real quick. I want to do that because I try to be fair about making sure that I see everybody on the stream as best I can. Let's see here. Where was it at? Let's see. Hold on. Well, sorry about that. If I couldn't get your name from the feed, I do apologize for that. But I still try to say that, again, thank you for those of you that did pop in. Again, I'll try to do better next time to make sure I can get down every single person and make sure I give personal shout outs. But you all know who you are. Thank you one more time, everybody. So as of now, the stream will now be ending and we're going to be heading out for today, everyone. We'll see you again, hopefully on Thursday for our next live stream. We'll be throwing it again one more time. Deck Tech going out live tomorrow, and a couple of YouTube shorts of us cracking packs from Avatar and highlights from the latest streams over the past month or so. Have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday afternoon or evening wherever you're at, and hopefully we'll get a chance to do this again very soon. But before we go, as always, one more final thing, as always, everyone. Just remember that no matter what you do play in the game of life, always be sure to burn bright. We will see you again on Thursday, everybody. Later.